Show with Larry Masco and Cam Wright prior to tonight's Juab Wasp and Manti Templar coverage. Snow College is aggressive in keeping up with advancements in upper education, and they implement the new strategic plan, including revamping of the general education curriculum. That's at snowcollege.edu, where you can get more information, snow.edu. Okay, for the Manti Templars, the visiting team tonight, let's take a look very quickly at defensive stats. Tristan Daniels, a Keys, a middle linebacker, and he does have 82 tackles on the season. Defensive back Bradley Sago. Linebacker Jordan Howe. Kelton Pritchard up on the defensive line. Trevor Alder, Doug Sheese, all a part of that. One of the leaders in the state in sacks is defensive end Wes Wright. He's got about 11.5 sacks on the season. And I would think he'll see a lot of double team tonight from the Juab Wasp. In the rushing department offensively for Manti, 520 yards for Bradley Sago coming in. Averages about 6.5 per carry. A lot of teams will key on him. Max Stevens, he'll do some sneak rushes in there. Got 23 rushes, but he does have 191 yards. He's the second leading rusher in yardage. Derek Wright, 70 rushes for 168 yards. Caleb Harris, 24 for 108. Stuart Lott, Tristan Daniels, all players that could receive some rushes tonight. A few others might mix in and in times. The Templars have thrown for 485 yards on the season. And that is not even half of the completions. They've averaged about 37% on that, and 7 touchdowns. In the receiving department, again, it's a lot of balance. You've got Lott and Howe, each with 5, Sago with 4, Max Stevens with 6. Some other players in there. Leading in yardage is Bradley Sago with 127 yards for the Manti Templars. My expectation fully, Cam, in this one is I don't think they're going to put up 74 points tonight like they did last year.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that either, especially a little beat up, as you mentioned, we'll get into right now. And then, that was just a special night. You don't see a whole lot of those nights like we witnessed last year. It's one thing to see it, but I expect that every week.
We didn't expect it last year either,
No.
And it really was kind of a treat. Either way it came out on that, it was just you love watching good running backs and what they can do to a ball game. And it provides a lot of enthusiasm, and really it's what high school football's all about. It's the contrast to Jameis Winston, if you want, in more ways than one. We'll take another pregame break here. This pregame presented by Snow College, nationally ranked as the best two-year college in America with consolidated rankings by 3 publications. Back in 3 minutes.
An old friend was telling me he's tired of jumping on a piece of equipment just to have something come off in his hand. That won't happen when you have Barclay Mechanical on your repair team. Equipment repair or fabrication, yep, Barclay Mechanical can do. Metal or mechanical repair or fabrication, yep, you guessed it, can do at Barclay Mechanical in Manti. Call Barclay Mechanical 835-5084 or stop by 595 West 100 North in Manti. 835-5084, oh yeah, go get 'em, Manti Templars.
This is Larry Smith asking for your vote for the South St. Pete School Board. Larry Smith is for kids, and that has driven all my decisions as I've served on the board in the past. Our future is only as good as the education of our children. I have worked hard to see that our children get the best education possible while working within the limits of our ever-changing economy. As a teacher myself, I'm a strong supporter of our great teachers and know how important parent involvement is to our children. Keep a teacher on the board. I'm Larry Smith, and I would appreciate your vote for the South St. Pete School Board.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your hometown credit union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the Wasps this season.
For integrity, honesty, and technical expertise, think of Jones & DeMille Engineering. With offices in Richfield, Roosevelt, Price, and Manti, they're committed to servicing their clients with civil and structural engineering, construction management, surveys and GIS mapping, and material testing. They use state-of-the-art equipment to help you meet your budgets and deadlines. Visit jonesandemille.com or find them on Facebook. Since 1982, Jones & DeMille Engineering, your infrastructure professionals.
Have you heard? Central Valley Medical Center is now providing orthopedic surgery. That's right, Dr. Joel Holman is a full-time orthopedic surgeon practicing in Nephi. You no longer need to drive to the Wasatch Front for hip replacement, knee replacement, fracture care, hand surgery, and general orthopedic care. Dr. Holman completed a residency in general orthopedics and a fellowship in hand surgery at the U of U and sees patients in the Nephi Medical Clinic inside Central Valley Medical Center. Call 435-623-3633, 623-3633.
Rick Bartholomew here at Risk Managers Insurance in downtown Ephraim. Paying your insurance in these hard economic times is not a pleasant experience. For most, it can be a sacrifice. We at Risk Managers know how you feel and are dedicated to making the burden lighter. We are here to help take care of any insurance problem or question you may have. We represent many top-of-the-line insurance companies. Come in and see us at 110 North Main, or call Mark or Rick at Risk Managers 283-4685.
New car, used car, Delta, Nephi. There's just one name you need to remember, Drew Bay. That's Drew Bay Chevrolet in Delta and Drew Bay Used Cars in Nephi. You'll feel good at the end of the day when you do business with Drew Bay. Drew Bay stands for world-class service with a hometown feeling. That's Drew Bay Chevrolet in Delta and Drew Bay Used Cars in Nephi. Make it a day to remember. Start your day at drewbaychevrolet.com.
So, wondering where to go after the game? How about Snowcap Lanes in Ephraim? Not only is the bowling great, but the food at Snowcap, one word, incredible! From the amazing line of mouth-watering burgers and sandwiches to the fabulous prime rib on Friday and Saturday nights. Then check Tuesday and Wednesdays as open bowling days. And now's the time to sign up for bowling leagues. There's openings for men, women, and mixed doubles. Hey, it's a great way to meet people and make new friends. The place for fun and food. The Snowcap Lanes on South Main in Ephraim.
Snow College presenting our pregame show and one of the finest transfer institutions in the nation. Campuses in Ephraim and Richfield. Visit snow.edu. Well, Juab, their only loss on the season to Salem Hills. They've got the victories over Millard, Ben Lomond, Grantsville. That was a common opponent, and that was a little closer than the Manti matchup. But I think you told me that was maybe Juab's weakest game of the season, you think, in some ways?
I do. They played really well that first quarter and then just kind of bogged down after that and had a tough time getting it restarted.
And then they manhandled Delta, the win over Canyon View. Canyon View, I don't know if they're still doing their no-huddle, quick-go offense, but anyway, they can come at you. And then the win over North St. Pete, and then the matchup tonight. For the Juab Wasps in the rushing department, Brandon Smith, 425 yards rushing on the season. And Caden Whiting at 215. Diedrich Davidson, 205. He's just multi-purpose weapon, though. And Carmona at 64. And Carmona can do some damage. He could run for that in one run if he gets open. And then in passing, Nick Robbins, he's quite the weapon. Near 1,500 yards now. 17 touchdowns on the season. He completes 54% of his passes for an average of about 16.5 yards per completion. 91 of 168 there. And then in receiving, Davidson at 25 catches, 480 yards. Greg Kidd, 14 catches. Peyton Bowering with 10. Caden Whiting with 12, and assorted other ones, too, that are a threat there. And then in the defensive department, here's Diedrich Davidson. He gets to the ball quick. We keep talking about his offense. He gets to the ball real quick defensively, too.
Yeah, he does. He plays out of that safety spot. They'll move him around a little bit, but mostly he's going to be in coverage and fills holes on runs and then is able to get back defensively on passes. 61
tackles for him. Seeley, Jennings, Smith, Osler, Whiting, and some others. Nick Wolfirth on that front there for the Juab Wasps. Now, this Juab defense, and I saw it last week, and Kate, you watched there for Cam on what's happening on the kick. This Juab Wasp defense does a lot of shifting, and that could pressure tonight a young quarterback for the Manti Templars. I would guess if I'm Manti's offensive coordinator, I basically tell him this is the play we're going to run. You just kind of ignore it. The reason I say that, Manti has had to go down the depth chart for a quarterback due to an injury to their quarterback tonight. And if he keeps looking at things out there, he can get real nervous. And if I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm telling him, here's the play we're running. We just got to run it. And you can't do a whole lot of changing at the line.
But by the same token, the offense that Manti runs with that fly, but there's so many options involved in it. You can't move around a lot because you've all got responsibilities that you've got to meet, or you're just going to they're going to blow you up defensively. And so you need to meet your responsibilities. I'll be interested to see if we see the shift as much as we saw last week.
Yeah, will there be much cat and mouse or not? We don't know. And that is a look at that portion of our Snow College pregame show. We'll be back with our final installment in 3 minutes.
Here it is, that time of year that all kids and parents look forward to. Back to school time! So the Mount Nebo Market is running the hottest price of the year on Yoplait yogurt at only 39 cents each. Or how about fresh, juicy Green River watermelon, 3 pounds for $1, and sweet, locally grown corn on the cob, 3 for $1. Boneless, skinless chicken breasts, only $1.69 a pound. Yeah, send the kids back to school and then go shopping at the Mount Nebo Market in Nephi, your hometown grocer.
The medical care you receive shouldn't depend on where you live. People in rural towns should receive the same high-quality medicine as those in the big cities. You can rest assured that Sanpete Valley Hospital provides their patients with the same high-quality care and advanced technology you'd receive if you drove to the city. They provide many of the same services a large city hospital does, and they do it well, with a personal, hometown touch. Intermountain Sanpete Valley Hospital, healing for life.
Are you ready for a weekend away? Jorgensen's Honda is the place to start. They carry a full line of RVs to make that trip a lasting memory. With models like Yellowstone, Conquest, Amerilite, and Canyon Trail, you can find the perfect fit. For great fun and comfort, check out the full line of RVs at Jorgensen's Honda. Dennis or Mike can help you out. Stop by today at 980 South Coveview Road in Richfield, or give them a call at 435-896-6408.
Bargain roofing job failing and your ceiling is damaged? Is your siding looking really shabby? Or you just want a new look? For as little as $150 per month, Clean Cut Roofing and Siding will update your home using 100% American-made products. That's right, all made right here in the great USA. And hey, take 48 to 120 months to pay. Fit it into your budget. Call Clean Cut Roofing and Siding for a free consultation, 435-427-3205. Or check them out on Facebook. Clean Cut Roofing and Siding. Peace of mind every time.
Juab Wasp will kick from left to right. Templars in the white will return. They receive at the 5-yard line. A lot of penetration coming down. They get the corner turn, though, on the far sideline, and the return comes out to about the 30-yard line on the return by the Manti Templars. They're in white, going right to left, south to north, and the Juab Wasps tonight are in the start of this ball game going left to right in the darker uniforms. So 1st and 10. At the 30-yard line here to start. Our pregame show has been presented by Snow College, and I've got some of that baby powder in my nostrils. And here we go.
It's good. I think we got more coming.
Yeah, oh, boy. From the 30, I can see why he closed his window now. Whoa, we might have to do that too. And we might not be able to see much of this play. Templars and right hash mark. Handoff will go to the left-hand side. Some penetration and nothing there. Going to be a loss of a couple. Football is loose. Picked up by the Juab Wasp and taken for a touchdown on the very first play of the ball game. The handoff was to Sago, and putting some pressure on him was Davidson and some others. Ball coughed up at about the 28-yard line. Did you get who returned that for the touchdown, Cam?
That was Seeley, 77, picked that ball up and went into the end zone on that play.
So the fumble returned for a touchdown by the Juab Wasps on basically the first play of the ball game. At 11:41 mark, they put points on the board. You said that was Seeley.
Yep.
And getting that one. And now the extra point attempt coming up. So the Templars had pretty decent field position. That Juab penetration just disrupted everything. And you turn your back and you're going to be in trouble. You turn your back on a tackler, and sometimes that's when you do cough up the ball.
Yeah, and the help was just coming so quickly.
Point after is good. It's 7-0 already. Juab with the score to take an early lead. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Are you ready for a fiesta? It's always fiesta time with Mexican food that you crave at Los Amigos. Try the Mexican steak or one of my favorites, their fajitas or chimichangas. They have smothered burritos and enchiladas, non-alcoholic drinks, and kids' meals. They use homemade flour tortillas, and every table gets chips and the secret salsa. And check out their Friday specials. It's fiesta time at Los Amigos, 3rd East and 700 South in Ephraim, right behind the movie theaters.
When you choose to bank at Zions, you get small-town customer service from the only local bank with a statewide network of branches. Enjoy convenient access to your cash from nearly 200 Zions ATMs throughout Utah and Idaho. At Zions Bank Sanpete County locations, you can take advantage of a full range of checking and savings products for your family and your business. Plus, we have top-rated online banking services. At Zions Bank, we haven't forgotten who keeps us in business. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The kickoff into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line for the Manti Templars at that point from the 20, which will already be their second possession. First play from the line of scrimmage, their own 30-yard line. They tried to run the speed sweep. Ball was coughed up and then returned by Seeley. 28 yards for the touchdown, and puts Juab up without even going on offense yet by a touchdown. So we're nearly go here. 11:41 mark. 7-0. Juab Wasp with the lead and the ball at the 20-yard line for Manti between the hashes this time. And set that offensive line. Putting Mackey out at the left tackle. Handoff, left-hand side, nothing there. Going to be a loss of a couple of yards. And, boy, right now, that Juab penetration defensively is just wrecking havoc on the Manti Templars.
Yeah, it just came through really quickly, and this is not the spot you want to be in. New quarterback already down, and he's going to have to make some plays now, or somebody's going to have to make some plays to get the Templars back in there and get this quarterback comfortable again with what he's doing.
It'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Templars. -4 now, -2 on the first rush, -2 on this one. And they'll set from the left hash. Wide side of the field is to the right. Double setbacks. Lott, the quarterback's going to roll to the right-hand side. Turn the corner, and Lott's got some room to go. First down at the 30 and outside the 35-yard line. So Stuart Lott, who has never run quarterback in his life, is now at the quarterback spot for the Templars due to the injury to Derek Wright. And Lott that time, it was a design quarterback keeper to get it out to the 40-yard line. So he rushes there for a good pickup of 22 yards.
Yeah, very comfortable running the ball right there. Did a good job, hit that corner and just kept going, and now the Templars have got something going for them.
At least they get field position working a little bit more favorably at the 40-yard line. Wide side of the field to the left. They're relatively tight. Receiver left, motion right to left, hand it to the speed back, cuts up the field, spins, and will pick up maybe a yard or two at the most. Braxton Good. And this very quick closing, and didn't really elaborate on that much in the pregame, but this Juab team, they are a swarm and close quick kind of defense. You talked about what they concentrated on in the offseason, and it's shown most of the season what they've done.
Yeah, and I know that was a priority, and sometimes you need that. You run into a game where something special like that happens. You wonder if it's a fluke or not, but then you look over your body of work and say, we've got to be better against the run.
Gentry, the guard, left-hand side. Handoff comes right-hand side. Sago into the secondary, and Sago runs for the first down. A pickup by Bradley Segal out to midfield and beyond as he gets to the 47-yard line.
Looks like Manti now with their linemen, offensive line is starting to extend themselves as they look just beat up those first couple of plays, but the last couple they've done a good job of making a hole for the runner to get through and good gains.
11 to 12-yard pickup on that one to get it to the Juab 47-yard line. Early go, 7-0, Juab the lead. They have yet to be on offense, already lead the ball game. Speed back will set tight to the right, come in motion. And Lott goes to the long snap count and then draws the Juab defense offside. So the Templars using their ace cards early on. One of them, that quarterback sprint out, and now they're going to say it was against Manti. Somebody moved. Oh,
no,
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know which way you going there, buddy. Boy, let's get and the head linesman across the way got him straightened out real quick. No. That direction. Okay. To the 42-yard line now for Manti after the penalty. So it'll be 1st and 5.
The good penalty pick up there, and then they come through with that sweep, and those linemen just ready to jump as they see the sweep man pass the quarterback.
5.5-yard penalty mark off, by the way. Sago, right-hand side, maybe a yard. That's about it. Yeah, that was a long mark off. And they get it to the 40 on the run. This will bring up a 2nd down after about a yard. I'm going to give him 2 in the books here for that gain right there. Cox at center for the Templars. We'll set some more of that offensive line for you. Pritchard out on that right guard spot for the Templars, or right tackle. 2nd down and 3 at the 40. Speed back clears to the right-hand side and will set. Lott will bring the speed back through. Handoff, left-hand side. They'll go to the big back this time, Harris. He has maybe a yard, and then he is brought down. So it'll be in at about the 38.5-yard line. Give him a yard and a half and a third and a yard and a half coming up here.
Well, Manti went to their tight set right there, and the Wasps countered with 11 in the box that time. You don't see that very often, but with 11 in the box, you are susceptible to a pass, or even to get, if you can get the corner, there's nothing back there on a run, but it is going to be hard to run up the middle.
Yeah. That's a press 11, isn't it?
Yeah.
You hear press 7s, and I was thinking over tonight, I think Juab will do a lot of press 9, but some cases here they're going to press 11. Lott rolls to the right-hand side and stumbles, and down he goes. They'll blow him dead. He tried to plant and cut up the field, and he had a little seam there that he could have got up through, but when he tried to plant, and you know, we're getting to the time of the year now, you got to stay on top of your balls of your feet a little better because the grass is getting slicker, and when you extend that foot out, it's going to go out from under you.
Yeah, especially on these natural surfaces that most teams in our region are still playing with. I guess all teams in our region are still playing with. Those natural surfaces do get a little soft, and that looked like design run all the way as he came back and looked like he was tucking it, saw that seam, and wanted to go.
It was the same thing he'd run earlier. He saw that it was kind of an option on his route. He saw that the outside was contained, so he was going to cut it back up inside. So a 4th down and punting situation here for the Templars. And the punter back at the 42-yard line receives. Left-footed boot is out of there, and it is Lemus that kicks it away. And that will put the ball outside at about the 22-yard line. Derek Wright, who often punts, I kind of forgot about that. Not only is he the quarterback, Derek Wright is usually the punter, usually does the rugby scrum, and with his injury, so they've lost their punter as well as their quarterback. So after the kick, Manti is trailing 7-0. Juab will take over at the 25-yard line with their first possession offensively of the ball game. First quarter with 7:16 remaining. Halftime show coming up, presented by Southern Utah University. And the pitch, tail back, fake the handoff, keep it, try to sweep to the outside, turn to one corner, and hammered after a pickup of 3 or 4 yards. But the initial turn in, doing a good job defensively to try to turn that in. And the outside is the outside backer for the Templars, Braxton Good. So it's pickup of about 2.5.
And the Templars did a great job as that was Dedrick Davidson coming around that corner. They beat him to the corner, made him stretch it out, and held that to just a small gain that time.
And not all of them bit the fake as they faked the reverse. So 2nd down and 7.5. Robbins, a quarterback, a dandy, throws in the pocket, right-hand side, hits it to the outside, got it right in the gut to Greg Kidd. And when you got a quarterback like Robbins, you can do a lot of what we would call button hooks or run and stop and just turn because he can fire that with so much velocity. If you have other quarterbacks, by the time they get it out there, it's interceptable. Not with Robbins because he can just fire it.
Yeah, and timing looked really well there. Just as Kidd turned around, the ball was delivered. And that defensive back kind of on an island right there, even though he was on the short side of the field, that just turned like he was going to cover the vertical route. The receiver stopped. The ball was there.
From the 40.5-yard line, they bring motion, and Templars defensive end across the way, fires across hard. Now, when Juab brings motion, they'll bring it sometimes in that fly, which is tight, and that's right behind the quarterback. Other times they'll bring the deeper. And you can run the same thing out of it. All it is just a little subtle change.
Yeah, they'll run him behind the fullback instead of between the fullback and the quarterback. That time it was the deeper one.
So a double wing set or slot as it is on the right-hand side, basically tight formation. And they'll hand off on the dive, picks up the first down without any problem. It was kind of a shirt tail thing by Caden Gentry to grab him on the shirt, but still 8-yard pickup for a first down and into Manti territory at the 47.5-yard line.
The Wasps still yet to go into the shotgun formation as Nick has stayed under center both times. Manti's backed off a little bit as they've got a safety, at least one safety back, 2 in this set.
But they got a receiver across the way that is in an isolation out there. Make the pitch to the outside, trying to string it out, and then cut back inside. And the Templars, Trevor Alder at a linebacker, did a real good job of getting outside shoulder and then just kept stringing that out to force the running back in.
Yeah, Carmona Diego just couldn't get the corner. So the 2 times the Wasps have tried to stretch this field left to right, sideline to sideline, the Templars have done a good job of making sure they were out there and not letting Juab Wasp running backs get the corner.
Now with Wright out, the cornerback for the Templars is Good. Braxton Good, a part of that bunch of juniors Templars have. And we've got a stoppage of play right here of the clock, and then we're ready to go. 2nd down and 10 for Juab. Right side is the wide side as they go left to right. Shotgun. Robbins rolls to the right-hand side. Rolling, looking, throwing it, has it incomplete. Well, that was right in the hands of his receiver. That was a drop me. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, he's not going to be looking Nick in the eye when he comes back to the huddle.
And the problem with that one is he tried to trap it up against his body instead of going out and attacking the ball with his hands that time. And anytime it gets into the body, it hits shoulder pads, it hits a lot of things, and your elbows just aren't as good as your hands for catching a football.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure that one out, but finally dawned on me. It finally hit me.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, 3rd down and 10. Wide side to the right. Again for Juab, looking at a crucial 3rd and 10 here. Templars tightening up a little bit, then they'll flex out. They'll hand it, dive, and to the left-hand side, ran right into the defender. Pickup of about 4, but Trevor Alder again in on the tackle for the Templars. So running back tried to adjust left. I don't think he saw Alder out of the corner of his eye, filling that one gap. And so that will bring up a 4th down after the 5-yard gain.
Interesting play call. Kind of made me think that the Wasps might be planning on just going on 4th down anyway. But now it looks like they've brought in the punt team as Kyler Nilsson will run out there. So it looks like they were just going to try to trick Manti right there.
A 4-yard pickup brings up 4th down at the 43-yard line of Manti. And you have a long time in the huddle here on a special teams play, a long time there. Templars punt return people back at about the 5-yard line with Segal and Good back. Nielsen to punt. Rolls it up, high punt with some spiral to it, and it's going to make it into the end zone. That was almost a kill it inside the 5. Good job by Nielsen. It'll come out to the 20. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Side-by-side multi-use vehicles are some of the most popular ways to combine work and fun. And for whatever challenge your day has in store, Honda has just the side-by-side for you. The new Pioneer 704, and you can see it at Garrett Honda in Nephi. The Pioneer 704 is the only side-by-side that features a pair of independently folding seats in the bed, so it can comfortably carry up to 4 adults. So come on down to Garrett Honda, 563 North Main in Nephi, and check out the new Honda Pioneer 704 today. Garrett Honda, a proud supporter of Juab Sports.
Ball is fumbled on the ground here as the Templars attempt a handoff, and it is covered up by the Juab Wasps at the 20-yard line. So the Templars, 2 turnovers with fumbles. Now, again, you got brand new quarterback in there, and I think that one as much was just the exchange of the ball, and it was fumbled on the ground, and Juab comes up with it for the fumble recovery, and they've got an excellent field position opportunity again.
Yeah, 2 fumbles. That one you blame on the new quarterback. The one before maybe not so much, as it was stretched out and the exchange was good. But those are the kind of things that you worry about as a coach when you've got a new quarterback in there, and especially one that's only had a week to prepare.
From the 20.5-yard line of Manti, Juab with a great opportunity. They lead it 7-0 here with the 3:43 mark in the first period. Robbins in the shotgun spread, 4 receivers right, 1 left. And looking for a drag pass across the middle, looking deep. Now comes into the end zone. Got it complete at about the 10-yard line. He improvised, got it to a checkoff receiver who gets down to the 1-yard line. And, boy, I'm having a hard time on those numbers again.
Yeah, I can't pick up that number
11.
either. 11 that time for.
I have to wait till they come back to the huddle.
Stephen Orm with the catch there.
So he makes the catch to get it to the 1-yard line. 19-yard pass completion. And Robbins stringing that out. We talked about pressure. Manti didn't get it on him there.
No, that time he just rolled out just enough to get away from the pressure.
And the handoff left side for the touchdown. They'll just power it in off tackle left, I assume with Smith, as he came out of that fullback spot. So the 1-yard run to put the touchdown on the board here after a couple of Manti turnovers that have been very costly. Juab up by a couple.
Yeah, and that time they just ran pure powers. They just give to the fullback right off the left side, gets into the end zone fairly easy that time, stayed on his feet the entire time.
Extra point attempt coming up. Might have been Davidson on the carry.
It might have been.
Yeah, I think your PA announcer said it over there. Again, boy, with these numbers, that's just tough. Placement down, kick is on the way, and that is good. So it's 14-0 at the 3:23 mark, and we'll be back in 1 minute.
The Fairview Telephone Company was founded in 1903 to bring telephone service to small communities in central Utah when no one else would. That small phone company is now Centricom, and our vision hasn't changed. We want rural central Utah to have the very best options for high-speed internet, cable TV, and home phone. Why? Because we live here too. Centricom, your local telecommunications company.
Dale Whitlock of Security Insurance continues to be the type of insurance agent that makes a difference to your family by offering United Insurance. Because United Insurance is based in Utah, they understand the risks, weather, and conditions that you experience. This is why they can offer superior coverage for your greatest investments. Give Dale a call at 435-623-2590 and ask about United Underwriters Insurance. If you've had a little bit of bad luck with prior insurance, or even if you don't have insurance now, give them a try. 435-623-2590.
14-0, Juab the early lead. 3:23 in the first period. A couple of Manti Templars. Juab's converted the opportunities, and they kick off again. Nielsen lower on this one. Line driver bounces, fielded at the 1-yard line by the Templars. Return to the 20, a seam up the middle, and Segal still going, and then he loses his helmet at the 30-yard line, so he'll be out for a play after the loss of the helmet. He's going to lose the ball or the helmet. One time he lost the ball. That time he says, I'm not losing the ball, but his helmet came firing off. So.
Boy, and he did a good job as there was Juab defenders flying down there, just missing tackles. He hit that seam, and he showed a good amount of speed himself right there as he came up there, and then he did take the hit that separated him from the helmet.
From the 30-yard line for the Manti Templars, trailing in this game by a couple of touchdowns already. If you just joined us, they have gone with Stuart Lott at quarterback, converted over from running back this week to take the place of the injured Derek Wright. And we've got a long time in the huddle here. Now the referee's ready to start things and go with it. Wide side of the field will be to the left, with the wide out there being Alder. Playing tight on him. They'll bring speed back, and then they've got a flag. I think it's going to be a 5-yard mark off against Juab. And I think down lineman just kind of, I didn't know if he went across or not, but I guess he did apparently. Broke the plane.
Yeah, and it was hard to tell. I actually thought it might have been the corner who was coming up in press coverage right in front of the official who ended up throwing the flag.
So 5 yards. Makes it out to the 35-yard line after the penalty. Part of our stat review at halftime presented by SUU. And Cam will take a look at some of those penalties numbers. Speed back clears, and again the football is fumbled by the Templars on the exchange.
Quick signal this time by the official that Manti does keep the football.
Yeah, and see, what really complicates this when you've got a speed back clearing through, that snap's got to come in that motion by the quarterback, and really you got quarterbacks trying to pull out from center. They're just going to have to slow the speed back down, I think, a half count. You're going to have to take a half to get there because you got a brand new quarterback, never worked with this center before, and it's going to have to make sure they secure it. They'll hand it off right-hand side, and they did there, but they don't get much of a gain on it on the carry by Max Stevens.
Yeah, they just tried to run him from left to right. They sent a wide receiver deep, but once again, Juab, when they split the wide receiver out, Juab is coming up in press coverage with him and leaving 10 in the box still, and that's going to be tough running.
So 3rd down and 5.5 now. Lost about a half a yard on that one. They'll hand it, try to go same thing, speed back around the outside. This time, turning the corner, getting out there quick is Braxton Good. And Braxton turns the corner for the 1st down.
Yeah,
he's one of those that really kind of accelerates on that when he's making the curve and the bend.
Yeah, he got that corner very quickly and then turned that up for a very nice gain to give Manti their 3rd first down of the ball game.
That one on the 6-yard run to put it out to the 40-yard line. 2:13 remaining first period. 14-0, Juab the lead. Handed off, tailback, right-hand side, Segal. Not much there as he tries to go right. This Juab defense just as tough as any Manti has faced. In fact, it's probably tougher than about anybody except maybe Provo that they've had this year. So the pickup there of only about 1 yard to the 41-yard line. Coming up at halftime, SUU halftime show. Postgame show, we're going to be naming our players of the game for the Juab Wasps. And that will include our Whitmore Mansion defensive player of the game. Lott in the pocket. Lobbing one. Intercepted. He underthrew it. Got to go deeper. Way deeper. He could have gone to the 30-yard line with that one. But again, young quarterback just learning. And he had receiver open, Jordan Howe. But he just underthrew it, and it's picked off.
And Juab had kind of forced Manti's hand. They went tight set. Juab had 11 in the box. And then they were burned. The Manti receiver had a step or two on the Juab defensive back, and as you mentioned, the ball just underthrown, and not a whole lot as the defensive back did have to use every bit of vertical and his tippy toes there to get up, but he was able to catch it and bring it down. 3 turnovers in the first quarter is just going to be hard to overcome.
Yeah, that's tough. So Juab, after that one, will take over at their own 40-yard line, already leading by a couple of touchdowns. That was after the INT. Handoff, tailback, and the pitch back. Robbins going to look long, trying to play catch-up, and turning and making the catch inside the 25-yard line for Greg Kidd, and the first down from Robbins in the coverage was Thomas Allred, and they placed the ball at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that time they just faked that dive right there. Nick gets the pitch back to him on the old flea flicker right there, throws it deep down, and Kidd had a step or two, had to wait for the ball just a little bit, got the catch on a nice throw from Nick, and big gain for the Juab Wasp.
So a minute 27 remaining. Coach Bowering going for the jugular vein here. Already leading at 14-0. You want to get this one real comfortable in the early go here. Run the motion out of the tailback to the left-hand side. Templars shift out of it. They'll try to counter it back to the right-hand side on the handoff. Get forward line surge, good for about 5 yards on a first down call. And it'll go to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Brandon Smith that time, as they had the Juab lined up in the I formation, motion Dedrick Davidson out, and that drew some coverage with Dedrick as a couple of linebackers started jumping, and then a safety had to come up and pick him up. Opened up that little lane for Brandon Smith.
4-yard pickup, second down and 6 at the 16-yard line for the Juab Wasps inside the final 40 seconds of the first period of play. Robbins up under center with one back. They'll bring motion, deep motion. Fake it, counter it again to the outside. Early penetration back to the inside. And the disruption from that early on, even though he didn't make the tackle, the disruption was Jordan Howe out of that linebacking spot.
Yeah, and he did a good job as that give was to Cade Bowering on that counter. And Juab has had a lot of success, or Peyton Bowering, not Cade. Cade's the little brother. Has had a lot of success on that little counter play, that inside counter after they faked the pitch. This time the Templars were ready for it.
So at the end of the quarter, 14-0, Juab the lead. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Providing full title service in the area for over 60 years now. D-Land Title of Manti and Richfield has been serving the area since 1946. Merrill Ogden and his qualified staff can handle all document preparation, title searches, and title insurance. When your financial transactions require title work, request D-Land Title of Manti or Richfield. With over 60 years of service, call or visit D-Land Title for a no-obligation consultation on your title work. That's D-Land Title of Manti and Richfield.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, high school football season. And this year, Gunnison Valley Hospital is pleased to be the official sponsor of the Manti High Templars. But you don't have to be a Templar to be in good hands at Gunnison Valley Hospital. They've been treating local athletes for more than 75 years. Whether it's a routine visit or a sports-related injury, Gunnison Valley Hospital doctors and physicians are standing by to assist high school athletes throughout the region. Cutting-edge technology, hometown convenience. That's Gunnison Valley Hospital.
At the end of the first period of play, Juab 14, Manti 0, Manti 3 turnovers in that first quarter of play, and that has been the bugaboo for them in this ball game. Coming up on our postgame show, we'll have our Mount Nebo Market Offensive Player of the Game for the Juab Wasps, and they've got the best meat department around. That player's going to get a chicken tender meal deal. We'll have that on our postgame show tonight. So Juab threatening now again inside the Manti 20 in the, well, what do we call it here, the maroon zone here. And a 6 yards, 3rd and 6 for them. Motion right to left, reverse it, and Robbins going to throw it out into the right flat, improvises, gets it to an open receiver, and then flushes to the right-hand side for a pickup of a couple. Had some pressure coming through there by Caden Gentry.
Yeah, I think that time Nick wanted to look back and throw that backside, but the pressure came backside. So he wisely just dumped that off quickly to his receiver, and they failed to convert on that 3rd down.
So a 4th down and 5 for Juab. So they didn't convert that 3rd down. We also scribble that in on a 4th down. We'll see how this one converts out for them. At the 15-yard line, just inside the 15. Wide side is to the left. And they go long count, draw the Templars across. Both defensive ends step across. In anticipation. I think that was a Carole King song, if I remember right. So 5-yard mark-off for the first down, penalty first down.
Yep, and that time both of them just a little fired up right there, and long count got them.
So they're going to say 4th and inches. Okay. Wow.
I don't know how.
That was a short 5, I thought, where the down marker was set. So they don't get the first down on the penalty.
So it's more manageable now, but
yeah.
Okay. It's hard to tell.
4th and 5 inches now. 5
yeah,
yards,
exactly.
5 inches.
Yeah.
Still 5s. Got the offset eye, handoff left-hand side. And that's the first down and more, easily. On the 4th and short at the 10. So it'll be 1st and goal after a pickup of 6 by Davidson. Almost 7 yards. We'll give him 6 on that for the first down.
Yep, Davidson. They like to run him out of the eye occasionally. I talked about that last week. We didn't see it as much against North St. Pete where they'd put Diedrich in the eye. They left him in the slot much of last week, but this week we've seen him in the eye already 3 or 4 times.
Smith is the blocking back there. Templars got to get somebody into the ball game and then somebody out, and they finally get the exchange made. 1st and goal, 5. Handoff left-hand side. Pickup of a couple and then swarmed back. Got it to about the 3, I believe, and then some quick closure by the Templars.
Yeah, it looked like a hole there as Smith went through as the blocking back quickly and almost untouched. And then that hole closed very quickly by the Manti Templar defense that time, and Diedrich Davidson ran into a host of Templars.
You know, we might be able to pick numbers up better off our monitor here than we can looking out on the field.
Oh, yeah, I think that's much easier.
Maybe you can kind of spot there, and I'll watch the field. All righty, 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Numbers very hard to read for Juab. They bring motion out of the tailback. Robbins rolls to the left, rolling, flips it into the end zone, and got it good for the touchdown on a drag pattern. Coming across right to left for the touchdown.
I can't pick up the number.
Maybe you can get it on the replay here. Extra point attempt is coming up. Robbins strung that out and then makes the toss into the end zone for the touchdown.
Looked like Peyton Bowering on the reception that time for the Juab Wasp. Oh, it was Orm. Excuse me, that was Orm, number 11.
Extra point attempt coming up. Point after Nielsen kicks up. Mr. A, automatic, is not automatic on that one. And I think he was just a little slower approaching the ball. So the score, 20-0 at the 10:36 mark. Juab the lead. Back in a minute.
All Around Dental Care, located next to the Mount Nebo Market in Nephi, can help protect your smile by keeping it healthy. All Around Dental Care offers free initial exams and x-rays, braces as low as $98 a month, free ortho consultations, and convenient appointment times. Doctors Ryan Rush and Justin Hilmo accept all insurances and even offer an in-house insurance plan. And right now they're offering a cleaning for just $45. Just mention the Wasp Sports Special when you stop in. All Around Dental Care, excellent dental care for the entire family. Call 623-0866.
You've heard for years that Gunnison Market is your hometown grocer. Now Gunnison Market offers you a hometown pharmacist. Come experience friendly hometown service from Sean Sorensen at Gunnison Market Pharmacy. Sean grew up in Gunnison and offers competitive prices, expert advice, and convenient hours, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Explore the loyalty card benefits, which gives you a free gift card for every 10 prescriptions filled. Call 528-7555 or visit Gunnison Market Pharmacy.
Kickoff for the Juab Wasps, going south to north now in the second quarter, right to left, a 3-touchdown lead. High, shorter one, very returnable, and fielded on the run at the 10. Good to the 20, runs into one of his own players, and then is finally taken down at about the 25-yard line. So that kind of slowed him up, spun off his own player out there blocking, and be 1st and 10 for the Templars. Had turnover problems. They've had 2 fumbles they've lost. Another one they recovered, and then the interception, so turned it over 3 times. That has led to 3 Juab scores.
Now, I know that it's going to be hard, but the Templars are going to need to throw the ball. They've got to get Juab to get out of that box, or the running game is just going to be so hard to stop or to be successful with.
From the 25, wide side of the field to the right. Handoff to the tailback, trying to plug it into the middle. Yeah, even if you have a great offensive line, you can only ask them to do so much. I mean, there's a little difference between moving 200 pounds and 400 pounds if you're an offensive lineman.
Right, and 400 pounds going different directions right there. And I think they're just going to have to find a way or find some safe patterns which they want him to throw and see if they can get him out there, because I think they can be open. as you mentioned, it's hard for an offensive lineman to block that, but it's also hard for a corner or a defensive back to pick somebody up coming out of that tight set and stay with them.
Safety drops now for Juab as they press about 7. Looking across the middle, incomplete. Had it right in the hands of his receiver, though, and you got to catch those. Max Stevens couldn't hold on, and he would have been about a yard shy of the first down marker. But, hey, Lott put that one right on the money.
Yeah, that was a great throw right there. A throw across the middle of the field, just zipped it right in there, and it was on the money.
So an incompletion brings up a 3rd down and nearly 8, and a timeout taken by Manti. We'll do likewise and be back here in 1 minute.
When I was thinking about going back to school, I got pretty nervous, just knowing I had a young and money was tight for us. As a mother, online courses were perfect for my busy schedule. One of the things that was huge for me was how affordable this program was. Without the online courses, I know I wouldn't be able to finish school or transfer to a major university. I will always be grateful for Snow College in helping me reach my goals and helping me set the pathway for my future.
As temperatures become cooler outside, insects will be looking for someplace warmer to live, like inside your home. Spiders, ants, earwigs, and other bugs will take refuge in your kitchen, bathroom, bedrooms, and even closets. To protect your home, call Ecolife for a professional pest control barrier. Ecolife applies a smell-free, safe for the environment product to ensure you and your family are bug-free. All services are guaranteed. Call Ecolife 283-6002.
Lott on the run out of the scramble and goes for the first down. He's across the way at the 40-yard line. He was rotating right. And Juab, really, when you've got 3 guys pursuing, it's just hard to figure out one. One of them needs to attack. The other 2 were kind of in, well, they all 3 were in containment. When you got 3 containing, one needs to attack. Lott made him pay. He reversed field, and he goes a long way for a first down.
Boy, and just a really impressive run as he got out there and everybody in pursuit. His receiver that was out in the flat in front of him was well covered, and he just took it down and sprinted it. And if it wouldn't have been for Dedrick Davidson from his safety spot able to run him down eventually, but he sure made a fine run on that.
And it was about a 34-yard gain. I'll have to come back to that one in just a second. 1st and 10 for Manti at the 35. Handoff up the middle. Harris rambling his way inside the 30, so he gets about a 6-yard gain. Lineup changes coming in here for the Juab Wasps defensively now.
Yeah, very good run by the Templars as they start to. I think they're getting a little life going right now, and sometimes that's what you need is that big play to get you going. And a backup quarterback came in, made a big play, and now everybody should be fired up.
He almost doubled the Manti rushing yardage on that carry, and then they get a 7-yard gain on this last one, and they have the ball on a 2nd and short at the 29, and again a miss exchange from center to quarterback. And that's what's killing Manti right now is the fumbles.
Yep, that's 4 fumbles here early into the second quarter. Lost 2 of them, recovered 2 of them, and that is on the exchange from quarterback to center. You never know whose fault that is. You can't see down in there, but that time it might have been a quarterback trying to get out a little bit quicker than he should have.
So it'll be a loss of about a yard on that fumble, and they've got 3rd down and 4 now at the Juab 30-yard line. Bring motion, speed back, put it in his belly, let him turn the corner, and Sego does and gets around the corner. Sideline, Sego still on the run and finally forced out, I think, at about, waiting for the head linesman over there to spot it, 10-yard line.
Yeah, good run right there. And once again, it looked like that exchange wasn't as clean as you would have liked it, but it was very successful as he was able to pick that up.
Well, it would almost kind of delayed the defense, I think, for a second there, but Lott really stuck that up in there and kind of slowed everything down, and it gives Manti a 1st and goal at the 10-yard line, just inside the 10. Handoff again, Sego turning the corner, left-hand side, skips back inside. Touchdown.
Yep.
Sego, 10-yarder.
Sego all by himself that time, just hit the corner and just kept on fighting as he was able to get into the end zone on that run and just broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage and then got in.
So his pickup of 10 and 20, he rushes for 30 yards on 2 carries, and the Templars fumbled it, got it back on this one, and able to convert here finally at the 8-10 mark in the second quarter. Well, you got to give them credit. They didn't hang their head and die.
No, right back in this ball game now. Make it a ball game.
Lemus in to kick, the sophomore kicker, to attempt the extra point. Got to get an official set here. Now he comes around. Lemus' kick is up, and it's good. So it is 20-7. Juab the lead. Back with the kickoff in 1 minute.
Established in 1898, the historic Whitmore Mansion in Nephi offers a tantalizing restaurant and luxurious bed and breakfast. The Tropical Oasis Caribbean Buffet is open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday and includes calypso fried rice, creamy mashed potatoes, marinated grilled pork, barbecue chicken, and curry. Reserve the Whitmore Mansion for weddings and family reunions, as they feature 10 rooms, a swimming pool, jacuzzi, and sauna. Visit the Whitmore Mansion at whitmoremansionnephi.com or call Jenny or Ian 623-0747.
Do you need a banking partner for your farm or business? Hi, I'm Darren Dyring, branch manager at Cache Valley Bank in Ephraim, and we have money to lend to your farm or business. If you need to upgrade equipment or purchase a new building or just expand, we can help. Also, don't forget we offer free business and personal checking accounts. So stop by and get acquainted. We want to help you succeed. Cache Valley Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Templars to kick off. Doug Sheese is the kickoff man for Manti Jr. And he approaches, right-footed boot, returnable, fielded at about 8-yard line. They'll fake the handoff, keep it to the outside, cut back to the inside, into his own player, and then finally upended out to the 37-yard line, and then the ball pops loose there, but I think they're going to down it, say it was down at about the 37-yard line on the return.
Yeah, Davidson on that return, and this time he fakes the reverse, had a little bit of a lane, and he ran into his own man, but you could see just how quickly even Davidson could get off of when he ran into his own man right there, and then he just spurted ahead for another 7-8 yards.
So from the 37-yard line, Juab Wasps take over. They lead it here, 20-7. Manti trailing at the 8-minute mark in the second quarter. If you just joined us, Manti going with Stuart Lott, who had a nice big run in that last series.
Kind of fueled the Templars and helped get them into the end zone.
The running back converted into quarterback this week, and an official stepping in, stopping the clock. We got a face mask snap on the face, on the headgear there. On Tristan Daniels.
Having a tough time getting that on.
Yeah, it's a snap on the one side. Daniels, a key middle linebacker, one of the top tackling middle linebackers in the state in 3A. Templars pressing up on the line. 1st and 10, shotgun. Robbins going to look long, the right sideline, looking deep in, just out of the hands. And the Templars jammed a little bit the receiver there, so that kind of threw him a stride off, incompletion as they go for the home run ball.
Yeah, and it looked like, and I think you're exactly right, not only did it jam, and then they got tangled up a little bit, not anything you would call, but just incidental contact, took him a second to get separation and just kind of threw off the timing of that pass.
Defensive back on that far side, Thomas Allred. And good on the near side, the defensive halfbacks from the shotgun, Robbins. Got some pressure, going to throw the screen. Got a nice one complete. Nice play call. Get it out into the flat left-hand side. Back into the middle. On the run is Smith. And he will get it to the 40-yard line. So the pressure coming from the Templars, and they dial up the perfect play to counter it with.
Yeah,
there's counter runs. I call that counter pass.
Well, and it looked like the Templars came with a blitz from that right side, and the Wasp had guessed correctly as they threw that screen right back to where that pressure came from, and then it was 3-on-1 blockers plus a running back and a good gain there by Smith.
So the pass completion for the first down to the Manti 42-yard line. Motion, they'll bring it deep. Davidson fake the pitch to him. Roberts going to look for the home run ball, and miscommunication. He looked outside, was on an inside pattern. Incompletion will stop the clock and bring up a second down call.
Yeah, that was, once again, they're seeing something out there that they want to go to Kid on. They hit Kid early with the underneath routes. Now a couple of times, 2 out of the last 3 plays, they've tried to stretch him deep on that right side and just have not been able to complete that pass.
So this will bring up the second down call. Wide side of the field to the right. Robbins in the shotgun. Keeps a blocker in. Got some pressure coming from the right-hand side. Dumps it short. That's incomplete. And we talked a little bit in the pregame. If you're Manti, your best pass defense is going to be some rush.
Right. Get Nick out of there on the run. Nick will throw as well as any quarterback you're going to find when he's on the run. The problem is he's just really super deadly when he sits back in that pocket right there. And that time just threw a little low, and it probably worked out as the Templar cornerback had made a great jump on the ball.
So just get it down where it's not going to be picked. And a third down call coming up. Again, wide side will be to the right. Double wide outs there, which means a linebacker and man-on-man coverage. That's Howe on the inside receiver. And a release coming out. They'll try to draw to right up the middle on the draw play. And not much air for Brandon Smith, not compared to what they needed. They get about a 4-yard gain. And that will bring up fourth down. And Wes Wright, defensive end, is dinged up a little bit. And he's coming out of the ball game.
A couple of times the Wasp have been in that situation with 3rd and 10 at about this exact same spot on the field. They've elected to go with draw. I think they're seeing something like you mentioned right there where they're seeing linebackers matched up out on the slots. They're not at home in their normal positions, and if you can spring that through the defensive front, you'd have a big game, but the Wasp unable to do it that time.
You know, if I'm Juab, I go long count here. I would have come up to the line and gone long count. It's fourth down. They go into punt formation at the 39-yard line. And it is the fake to the outside. Quarterback Nielsen going to turn the corner. And depending on spot of the ball, I think he got it on the first down. They're going to say, yeah, he got it by a yard to spare. He got it to, I think, the 31. He needed the 32.
So the Wasp have not been that successful. Only 1 out of 4 on third down, but have been 2 out of 2 now on fourth downs.
So he needed 7, and he got 8 on it for the first down. And the Templars' outside containment got tangled up in the block, and they gave up outside contain. So first down for Juab. Robbins hands off, and running back trips up. I don't know if he tripped on the foot or just the grass. I think he tripped either on his foot or Robbins' foot as they did the run through, and so that's a loss on the carry. Whiting trips there, and it's going to be a loss of almost 4.5-yard loss.
Yep, and that's a big play. And it looked to me like just on that exchange wasn't as clean. And we noticed that a little bit last week, some exchange problems. This time it looked like the receiver or the slot running back and the quarterback just tangled up.
Second down and 15 at the 35-yard line. 20-7, you have the lead at the 6-minute mark. Second period, Robbins changing things up with some wideouts. Going to look for the sideline pattern deep and got a receiver there. Made the catch. Oh, I thought he was in bounds. Whoa.
We'll check that out on the replay
because
that one was close.
Maybe they say he didn't have control. He had both feet in bounds when the ball hit his hands, I thought. No, you're right. The left foot was out, wasn't it?
Had one out right there.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, that's a great read by Nick Robbins. He saw pressure coming and just said, all right, run a vertical for me out there, and I'm going to throw it up. You go get it. It'll be one-on-one coverage, and just wasn't successful, but very close that time.
So third down. If he'd have caught the ball a split second later, I think the left foot came in bounds the second time through. Trips to the right. Looking for the same thing. Down the and it is completed. Davidson just rips it away. Takes it away from the defensive back, Braxton Good. Good had a handle on it, and it just that's veteran stuff there. You're saying, I'm going to get that ball away from you one way or the other.
And both went up and attacked it. Dietrich just came back a little bit, attacked it a little more aggressively, had the stronger hands, and just got it out that time, and that's a big gain for the Wasp.
First down on the 26-yard completion. And they've got first and goal. They'll get it to the left-hand side after about an 8-yard pickup out of bounds at about the 2-yard line.
Good play that time as they just come off that left side. The line got out there in front of it, and they went on quick count right there as the Wasps seem to be picking up the pace here on this drive.
So that will give them a second and goal at the 2-yard line. Trying to answer the Templars touchdown. Handoff right-hand side. In for the TD. Good. 2-yard gain on the right-hand side. On the handoff to Davidson. When he gets this way, I can kind of see the number and know that it's Davidson that made that carry for 2.
The Wasps just went power on power that time. Lined up in the eye followed the big fullback through that time as Smith led him through, and Davidson followed and able to get into the end zone.
Extra point attempt coming up now. Will they go for two? They're showing that it'll go for one. 26-7 at the 5-minute mark here in the second quarter. And to kick is Kyler Nielsen. Placement down. This kick is tipped at the line. And I tell you what, Kyler, as much as he's kicking as good as he is, he lifted his head there a little bit.
Yeah, and it came out low. Came out low right there. Although Manti did have good pressure there on the line of scrimmage and able to get their hands up quickly. But the ball was just kicked low, blocked, and that'll be no good.
26-7, the score. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Lots of Matza Pizza in Nephi is locally owned and a delicious pizza restaurant in Nephi where they do delivery to Nephi, Mona, and Levan. Lots of Matza Pizza has take and bake as well as hot and go pizza. Their food is made fresh daily in-store and they offer pizza, pasta, calzones, sticks, and fresh salads. You can find them online at lotsamatza.com. Their menu is available there, and you can do online ordering available to the customers. Lots of Matza Pizza, proud sponsor of Juab High School Sports.
As you've all heard, Google has come to Provo with their fiber project, and you're probably wishing you had that kind of service. Well, you do. Manti Telco has had an all-fiber network and fiber to the home for the last 8 years. How awesome is that? Manti Telco has speeds up to 1 gig on an all-fiber network. Find out your speed and get the best from Manti Telco Fiber. Call 835-2929. Some restrictions apply, not available in all areas.
Spiraling kick that stays in the field of play at the 10-yard line. Good, and he doesn't make it back to the 15. Tough one to field for the Templars.
Yeah, that was just that low line drive that's gonna move all over on the bounces that time. Had a tough time picking it up at the 10, and now not very good field position to open this drive for the Templars.
26-7, Juab the lead. 4:58 mark here in the second quarter. Manti 1st and 10 from the 15. Their last drive, they started at their own 25 and put together a scoring drive that had some big runs, 36, 20, and 10-yard runs in it. And they'll come to the line with a wide side to the left. Bring motion, hand it to Segal. Segal will try to turn the corner left-hand side, cuts inside, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. So he had a lead blocker out there trying to decide which way to do. Now, if you're a defender on that speed sweep, you've got to try to make the blocker unsure of which way to take you. You try to neutralize him, and then that makes the running back not sure which way he can go, and you can react either way, right or left.
Yeah, and that time the Wasp did do a good job as they got early penetration that took out the original or one of the two blockers that time and then just made a tackle in the backfield.
Templars had an 8-play drive that last time and kind of bogged in here now on a 2nd and long, trying to weave the way through. Carry to the right-hand side for maybe 2 or 3 yards on the carry. Again, Segal, the most veteran of the running backs. He is a senior. Played a lot last year. Gets a 3-yard gain for Manti there. Brings up a 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, and that little counter look there by the Templars as they let the sweep man go through, gave it to the setback in the backfield behind the quarterback.
At the 17-yard line. Here in the second quarter, halftime show coming up, presented by Southern Utah University. Lott in the pocket. Fires it, has it complete over the middle. Trying to get for the first down, going to be shy of it. As he gets that one into the hands of Max Stevens. Stevens, a sophomore for the Templars. And it'll bring up 4th and a yard, and the Templars will send on the punt unit. So really just needed a little deeper pattern right there. If he'd angled that thing a little bit towards here, where you're sitting here, he would have been right where he could have got a first down.
But nice pass that time coming out right there. Just once again, with a couple of times where he's thrown it after that initial interception where he underthrew him, the ball has been very nicely thrown, especially on these ones that he can just bowl it in there and not the touch passes.
That's the first completion tonight. Had a pass or two drop. 4th down, punt situation. And Lemus, high short one. This one takes a Juab bounce and then down by the Templars, so Juab will have excellent field position. Again, Lemus not the starting punter for the Manti Templars. It has been the injured Derek Wright, and boy, with that bad knee, they don't dare let him try to punt.
And that time it kind of looked like he almost wanted to go rugby style as he took a couple of steps to the left before firing it down. But with that kick, that is 2:47, plenty of time for the Wasps to try to get one more in the end zone before the half.
Excellent field position at the Manti 38.5-yard line. Spread set, one back down, trips right, single left, handoff, full back dive, Smith to the outside, and then quickly brought down. And the Templar defender saying he was worried about getting called on a horse collar, I think, because he came up high with that. He's showing his hands out to the side saying, I'm not in there. So, and just inches pick up us all after the contact by West Wright.
Yeah, good job by the defensive front there as the Wasps try to just run that dive. See if it's a setup play as the Templars now look like they're going to come back with that 2 safety. But I think when they see the spread, that one of those safeties has got to go lock up man-to-man.
A lot of vertical in the last play for Juab. It'll be 2nd and 10 here. Davidson, motion, and it's a deep drop. It's screen. They're going to try to dump it off on the screen and incomplete. So you got a couple of guys putting enough pressure that Robbins had to backpedal more. I think the Templars had that one figured out.
Yeah, and that time you kind of wonder, Nick can see that really well. He can see that screen, even if completed, isn't going to go anywhere. So he kind of just throws it short, doesn't give his receiver a chance to catch it and lose yards, which if that had been completed, that would have been for a loss of yardage.
So 3rd down after the incompletion at the 38-yard line. Wide side of the field to the right. They're setting at the left hash, so that will be with double receivers each way, short and wide side. Robbins wants a slot man to adjust a little bit. Goes up under center. Going to step, drop, fire, and complete. Whoa, when he really fired that. We've got a flag coming in. We have a Templar defender maybe reached across early with contact. Late flag.
Yeah, that was a late flag and down range, but the Templars did something different there. They didn't put anybody down. They brought all their linebackers up to the line of scrimmage. Nobody went into a down stance or a 3-point or a 4-point stance that time, and Juab looked a little confused on who to pick up as the pressure came quickly on Nick.
So it's a penalty, 1st down for the Juab Wasps, keeps the drive going. And the spot of the ball is the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Manti 24, wide side again to the right. Robbins going to look left and tipped into the air and incomplete.
Yeah, that time as he tried to hit Peyton Browering across just on that little seam route right there. Ball hit him right there, unable to bring that one in, and then it's always dangerous when you're the inside receiver and the ball pops up in the air. This time it fell harmlessly to the ground, but there were Templars in the area.
2nd down call. Clock stopped at 1:54. Juab 26, Manti 7. At the 24.5-yard line from the shotgun, Robbins, he rolled to the right-hand side. Gets some blocks to help out there. Fires it and tipped down. Reaching across is Trevor Alder. Templars are playing some pretty decent coverage right now.
Yeah, they are, and getting pressure on Nick right there, and he just threw a bullet on the run right there. Tried to thread that needle, actually threw a great pass, got in there, had a chance to be caught into that coverage.
So 3rd down call from the 24-yard line. 1:48 remaining. Halftime show coming up, presented by Southern Utah University. We get involved in your education, experience more learning at SUU. You get details at suu.edu. Long time in the huddle for the Juab Wasps. Don't have to worry about the regular clock, but play clock here. They may not have a lot of time to play with. Robbins probably not going to have time to do much audibleizing. He's going to have to go with it. Gets the snap. Looking for double again to the right-hand side. Comes back left. Looking for the post over the middle. Got it complete for the touchdown. Referee taking a long time to call that one, but he got his receiver open. Safety couldn't get over quick enough. And the touchdown catch is made by Diedrich Davidson, who is hobbled up and in the end zone. But Robbins doing a good job. Kept the feet active so that he could find his receiver open. And, folks, that's one of the best passes of the year. As good a passer as Robbins is, that was a dandy because he kind of had to halfway place that in.
And this is going to come back as there's a flag, and it must be right in front of the Juab bench because I still can't see it. But a motion call against the Wasps is going to bring that back. And now this will be scary because Diedrich Davidson's still down on the field in the end zone being looked at by medical personnel.
Let's take a timeout here, and we'll be back.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is proud to bring you this presentation. IPSC is a community-minded company that contributes to our local schools, community organizations, and economy. The Intermountain Power Project consistently ranks among the best of America's coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. Intermountain Power Service Corporation strives for perfection and is honored to be actively involved with Delta, Millard, and Juab high schools.
Don't take the risk of inadequate car service. For the very best in maintenance and repairs, take your vehicle to Big G Automotive in Manti. For everything from general service and care, heating and cooling service, and even transmission problems, the best place is Big G Automotive. They also have fast, reliable towing service for when you're in a jam. And don't forget that Big G Automotive is your local dealer for coast-to-coast carports. Visit Big G Automotive at 204 North Main in Manti.
Larry Masco, Cam Wright with you. Davidson helped off the field. And I think they're going to take him and check things out on the right leg. Third down from the 29-yard line. There was a penalty. Negated the touchdown. Robbins from the shotgun. Got pressure coming up the middle. Going to lob it on the sideline. Got a receiver open. Makes the catch. And gets inside the 5-yard line.
Another penalty down. This one in the area of holding. But the Templars not moving back.
Got that into the lap of Stephen Orm. Holding call on Juab. Boy, the Yellow Hankies have done some damage now. And that hold was at the 30. That was deep in the pocket. Clear back at the 35. Wow. This one's going to be a big one. So, in essence, this ends up being about a 16 or 17-yard penalty when you take the mark off from the spot. Clear back to the 45.
And just negates two just great passes by Nick Robbins as he's delivered the ball back-to-back times. Just dead on the money right here. All for naught as they both come back due to penalties.
Clock runs. It's a 3rd and long at the 45. They've got to. I come back to the same pass, same look. They've got to get to the 15 for a first down. So it's 2nd down and 30. Quick one to the outside. Looking for some isolation. And, quite a tackle made there by the Templars. Doug Sheese, the junior. I think that's arm and hand strength there on that one.
Well, he was. He saw that coming as he dropped out of it, as he read screen and went out and got him. But it looked like the receiver was going to be able to get by him, and he just said, no, here, you come on back here.
We talk other things, leg strength and other things in the weight room. But, boy, there's one where that hand and arm strength paid off. It's a 4th down call now for Juab. They were threatening. They had scored. A penalty negated that. Another penalty drove them deeper. 2 penalties really stopped this drive. The final seconds of the second quarter of play. Juab leading 26-7. Templars a lot of turnover problems in the first quarter. And spotted 14-0 score in the early going. Davidson injured and out for Juab. Manti, of course, without Derek Wright. Timeout on the field taken by Juab, and we'll be back here in 30 seconds.
Painter Motor in Nephi is home of the best new and used cars in Central Utah, backed by extraordinary service. Test drive the new 2014 Chevy Silverado that's redesigned from the tires up to feature best in horsepower, best in towing, and best in fuel economy, touting a V8 engine that gets V6 gas mileage. Right now, Painter Motor has a rock-bottom pre-owned vehicle special. Get any pre-owned vehicle for just $37 down. Painter Motor, 1100 North Main Street in Nephi. Call 800-662-CARS or online at paintermotor.com.
Nice punt, and it's fielded at the 10-yard line. A good high one. Braxton Good, he'll have to name that dance, right and left, and finally skitters for a couple of yards. But a good high punt. And Manti will just have, if they elect to, one play to run here deep in their own territory.
See what the Templars do is they do trail 26-7. Maybe you take a shot, but it's got to be a safe shot. You got a new quarterback. Maybe you just say, let's just get in the locker room and come out and play the second half.
I think so. You don't have the rifleman back there, so you got to have Nick Robbins kind of arms to try to do that one at this point. First down at the 13-yard line. And the Templars, they are going to try to pass, and they are going to look long. And it'll be incomplete. Here comes the flag. And this could be offensive. Well, let's see which way they go. Offensive or defensive here. Jordan Howe was in the pattern. And there's 8 seconds left here. This could go either way with the flag on a pass interference out at the 33.
And they're going to call it holding. They're going to call it holding against the Wasps.
Okay, so that's grabbing maybe on a jersey or something that you and I can't see.
Yeah, and it looked like they were tangled up right there, but that's going to give them the first down after that 10-yard gain marked off by the penalty.
So they started at their own 13, and the penalty will put it out to about the 25-yard line, 24. Lott resets his receiver left and into the pocket again. Going to run out to the left-hand side, looking to throw long, throws up a flutter ball and out of bounds. He just doesn't have the arm to gun it down there. 1 second remaining.
Yeah, now I think you just got to take a knee
I
right
think so.
there.
I think that's a smart thing to do.
Lucky for the Templars that ball drifted out of bounds that time. 2 Wasps waiting for it to come down inbounds, and then you would have had a lot of room and been trying to make a tackle to stop a return for a touchdown.
So second down after the incompletion for the Templars as we try to get to halftime. Southern Utah University halftime show coming up. And they'll hand it off Segal. He'll go left-hand side, sweep the corner. Still in bounds. Gets a nice run out to the 37-yard line. So he goes from about a 13-yard run, and he'll get credit for a first down, but that'll be the end of the first half of play. 26-7, Juab Wasps with the lead. 3-minute break, and then back with our Southern Utah University halftime show.
An old friend was telling me he's tired of jumping on a piece of equipment just to have something come off in his hand. That won't happen when you have Barclay Mechanical on your repair team. Equipment repair or fabrication, yep, Barclay Mechanical can do. Metal or mechanical repair or fabrication, yep, you guessed it, can do at Barclay Mechanical in Manti. Call Barclay Mechanical 835-5084 or stop by 595 West 100 North in Manti. 835-5084, oh yeah, go get 'em, Manti Templars.
This is Larry Smith asking for your vote for the South St. Pete School Board. Larry Smith is for kids, and that has driven all my decisions as I've served on the board in the past. Our future is only as good as the education of our children. I have worked hard to see that our children get the best education possible while working within the limits of our ever-changing economy. As a teacher myself, I'm a strong supporter of our great teachers and know how important parent involvement is to our children. Keep a teacher on the board. I'm Larry Smith, and I would appreciate your vote for the South St. Pete School Board.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your hometown credit union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the Wasps this season.
For integrity, honesty, and technical expertise, think of Jones and DeMille Engineering. With offices in Richfield, Roosevelt, Price, and Manti, they're committed to servicing their clients with civil and structural engineering, construction management, surveys and GIS mapping, and material testing. They use state-of-the-art equipment to help you meet your budgets and deadlines. Visit jonesanddemille.com or find them on Facebook. Since 1982, Jones and DeMille Engineering, your infrastructure professionals.
Have you heard? Central Valley Medical Center is now providing orthopedic surgery. That's right, Dr. Joel Holman is a full-time orthopedic surgeon practicing in Nephi. You no longer need to drive to the Wasatch Front for hip replacement, knee replacement, fracture care, hand surgery, and general orthopedic care. Dr. Holman completed a residency in general orthopedics and a fellowship in hand surgery at the U of U and sees patients in the Nephi Medical Clinic inside Central Valley Medical Center. Call 435-623-3633, 623-3633.
Legendary NBA coach Phil Jackson once said, "Yes, victory is sweet, but it doesn't necessarily make life any easier the next season or even the next day." We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the court and in the classroom. Make your kids' education a priority. Find out what you can do. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and promoting excellence in education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com.
The halftime show here at Nephi, Juab High School, with Juab leading the Manti Templars 26-7 at halftime. Larry Masco and Cam Wright with you in our Southern Utah University halftime show. where you get involved in your education and experience more learning. We'll take a look at a few scores. We don't have many of those. We'll have a look at those. We'll have a look at our stat summary as well. Right now, let's go to our Southern Utah University scoring summary. Early in the ball game, first play, the Manti Templars lose a fumble. Picked up by Seeley. Returned 28 yards for the touchdown. Point after was good. Juab, without running an offensive play, led 7-0. Manti Templars took over. They had a bit of a drive going. And then the Juab Wasps started on their own 25. Davidson culminated that at the 3:23 mark in the first period on a 1-yard run. Point after was good, and it was 14-0. Templars again a fumble that they turned over. And then a little bit later, an interception. After that interception, Juab took over. And they, in the span from the first to the second quarter, finished it off with a 3-yard pass to Orm at the 10:36 mark. Point after failed, and it was 20-0. Then the Templars got on the board with 8:10 remaining, put together a drive, an 8-play drive that culminated off some good field position, starting at the Juab end of things there. 36-yard run, a 20 and a 10 for the Templars. And Segal scored, and it was then at 20-7. And then Davidson scored at the 5:02 mark for the Juab Wasp in a play, and when he went out with an injury, and the point after puts it at 26-7. So Davidson a couple of touchdowns, Orm with one offensively that first half for the Juab Wasp. That's our scoring summary here in our Southern Utah University halftime show. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes.
Rick Bartholomew here at Risk Managers Insurance in downtown Ephraim. Paying your insurance in these hard economic times is not a pleasant experience. For most, it can be a sacrifice. We at Risk Managers know how you feel and are dedicated to making the burden lighter. We are here to help take care of any insurance problem or question you may have. We represent many top-of-the-line insurance companies. Come in and see us at 110 North Main, or call Mark or Rick at Risk Managers 283-4685.
New car, used car, Delta, Nephi. There's just one name you need to remember, Drew Bay. That's Drew Bay Chevrolet in Delta and Drew Bay Used Cars in Nephi. You'll feel good at the end of the day when you do business with Drew Bay. Drew Bay stands for world-class service with a hometown feeling. That's Drew Bay Chevrolet in Delta and Drew Bay Used Cars in Nephi. Make it a day to remember. Start your day at drewbaychevrolet.com.
So, wondering where to go after the game? How about Snowcap Lanes in Ephraim? Not only is the bowling great, but the food at Snowcap, one word, incredible! From the amazing line of mouth-watering burgers and sandwiches to the fabulous prime rib on Friday and Saturday nights. Then check Tuesday and Wednesdays as open bowling days. And now's the time to sign up for bowling leagues. There's openings for men, women, and mixed doubles. Hey, it's a great way to meet people and make new friends. Great place for fun and food. The Snowcap Lanes on South Main in Ephraim.
Here it is, that time of year that all kids and parents look forward to. Back to school time! So the Mount Nebo Market is running the hottest price of the year on Yoplait yogurt at only 39 cents each. Or how about fresh, juicy Green River watermelon, 3 pounds for $1, and sweet, locally grown corn on the cob, 3 for $1. Boneless, skinless chicken breasts, only $1.69 a pound. Yeah, send the kids back to school and then go shopping at the Mount Nebo Market in Nephi, your hometown grocer.
The medical care you receive shouldn't depend on where you live. People in rural towns should receive the same high-quality medicine as those in the big cities. You can rest assured that Sanpete Valley Hospital provides their patients with the same high-quality care and advanced technology you'd receive if you drove to the city. They provide many of the same services a large city hospital does, and they do it well, with a personal, hometown touch. Intermountain Sanpete Valley Hospital, healing for life.
Does your kid know it all? Legendary basketball coach John Wooden once said, "It's what you learn after you know it all that counts." We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the court and in the classroom. Help your kids see their potential. Partner up with their coaches and teachers. Find out what you can do. Just something to think about. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com.
Our halftime show presented by Southern Utah University, a curriculum deliberately built to focus on your experience. Go to suu.edu. and see how you can experience more. Let's have a look at our SUU stat review. First off, let's go to our specialty stats, and Cam will have a look at some of those.
First downs for the Juab Wasp in this ball game, 6, 8 for the Manti Templars. Third down conversions, not that successful for the Juab Wasps, as they are 2 for 6, but they are 2 for 2 or perfect on first down. The Manti Templars have no fourth down attempts, but they are 2 of 3 on third down conversions. Penalties for the Manti Templars, almost a completely clean game as they only have 1 penalty, 5 yards. And now I'm going to correct that. 2 penalties, 10 yards for the Templars, and both of them offsides calls. And for the Juab Wasps, 5 penalties, 35 yards. Probably more than Coach Bowering wants, especially the 2 that came late there in the second quarter, but much better and much improved than they were last week, a week ago, when they had over 150 yards of penalty. First down yards, not a lot going on for either team. Both teams have had a little bit of success, as you have had 1 40-yard play, but everything else has been 1 or 2 yards on first down. And for the Templars, twice they've got 10 yards on first down, 1 on by penalty and 1 on a running play. But for the most part, they've been stuck at 1 and 2 yards as well.
And the Templars' biggest plays, 22, 20, and 10 yards. That's a look at those specialty stats presented by Southern Utah University. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Are you ready for a weekend away? Jorgensen's Honda is the place to start. They carry a full line of RVs to make that trip a lasting memory. With models like Yellowstone, Conquest, Amerilite, and Canyon Trail, you can find the perfect fit. For great fun and comfort, check out the full line of RVs at Jorgensen's Honda. Dennis or Mike can help you out. Stop by today at 980 South Coveview Road in Richfield, or give them a call at 435-896-6408.
Bargain roofing job failing and your ceiling is damaged? Is your siding looking really shabby? Or you just want a new look? For as little as $150 per month, Clean Cut Roofing and Siding will update your home using 100% American-made products. That's right, all made right here in the great USA. And hey, take 48 to 120 months to pay. Fit it into your budget. Call Clean Cut Roofing and Siding for a free consultation, 435-427-3205. Or check them out on Facebook. Clean Cut Roofing and Siding. Peace of mind every time.
Legendary NBA coach Phil Jackson once said, yes, victory is sweet, but it doesn't necessarily make life any easier the next season or even the next day. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the court and in the classroom. Make your kids' education a priority. Find out what you can do. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and promoting excellence in education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com.
Are you ready for a fiesta? It's always fiesta time with Mexican food that you crave at Los Amigos. Try the Mexican steak, or one of my favorites, their fajitas or chimichangas. They have smothered burritos and enchiladas, non-alcoholic drinks, and kids' meals. They use homemade flour tortillas, and every table gets chips and the secret salsa. And check out their Friday specials. It's fiesta time at Los Amigos, 30 East and 700 South in Ephraim, right behind the movie theaters.
When you choose to bank at Zions, you get small-town customer service from the only local bank with a statewide network of branches. Enjoy convenient access to your cash from nearly 200 Zions ATMs throughout Utah and Idaho. At Zions Bank Sanpete County locations, you can take advantage of a full range of checking and savings products for your family and your business. Plus, we have top-rated online banking services. At Zions Bank, we haven't forgotten who keeps us in business. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Side-by-side multi-use vehicles are some of the most popular ways to combine work and fun. And for whatever challenge your day has in store, Honda has just the side-by-side for you. The new Pioneer 704, and you can see it at Garrett Honda in Nephi. The Pioneer 704 is the only side-by-side that features a pair of independently folding seats in the bed, so it can comfortably carry up to 4 adults. So come on down to Garrett Honda, 563 North Main in Nephi, and check out the new Honda Pioneer 704 today. Garrett Honda, proud supporter of Juab Sports.
It's the halftime show presented by Southern Utah University, where you get involved in your education. It's designed to give you a memorable experience. Go to suu.edu and see how you can experience more. A look at our Southern Utah University halftime stats. 15 rushes for Juab, 45 yards in rushing, 8 of 16 in passing, 133 yards, 178 yards in offense for the Juab Wasps. So 31 plays for them and the 6 first downs. For the Manti Templars, 22 rushes for 90 yards, 1 of 4 in passing, 6 yards. Had another one that was dropped. And the Templars with 96 yards, 97 yards in total offense, 8 first downs. They did have the 3 turnovers in that first half of play. So the Templars' offensive production off just a bit. And with the 96 yards, 26-7 score here at halftime. Juab leading the Manti Templars. Templars 3 turnovers that turned into Juab touchdowns here in tonight's ball game. Davidson out. Diedrich Davidson with an injury. And, of course, I don't know that we'll have any kind of an update on that. Probably take till tomorrow for sure. But he's not going to be playing tonight, I don't think, anymore. He was taken off the field with a lot of assistance. So that scenario facing them. We'll take another 3-minute break, 3-minute timeout, and be back.
The Fairview Telephone Company was founded in 1903 to bring telephone service to small communities in central Utah when no one else would. That small phone company is now Centricom, and our vision hasn't changed. We want rural central Utah to have the very best options for high-speed internet, cable TV, and home phone. Why? Because we live here too. Centricom, your local telecommunications company.
Dale Whitlock of Security Insurance continues to be the type of insurance agent that makes a difference to your family by offering United Insurance. Because United Insurance is based in Utah, they understand the risks, weather, and conditions that you experience. This is why they can offer superior coverage for your greatest investments. Give Dale a call at 435-623-2590 and ask about United Underwriters Insurance. If you've had a little bit of bad luck with prior insurance, or even if you don't have insurance now, give them a try. 435-623-2590.
Providing full title service in the area for over 60 years now. D-Land Title of Manti and Richfield has been serving the area since 1946. Merrill Ogden and his qualified staff can handle all document preparation, title searches, and title insurance. When your financial transactions require title work, request D-Land Title of Manti or Richfield. With years of service, call or visit D-Land Title for a no-obligation consultation on your title work. That's D-Land Title of Manti and Richfield.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, high school football season. And this year, Gunnison Valley Hospital is pleased to be the official sponsor of the Manti High Templars. But you don't have to be a Templar to be in good hands at Gunnison Valley Hospital. They've been treating local athletes for more than 75 years. Whether it's a routine visit or a sports-related injury, Gunnison Valley Hospital doctors and physicians are standing by to assist high school athletes throughout the region. Cutting-edge technology, hometown convenience. That's Gunnison Valley Hospital.
All around your smile by keeping it healthy. All Around Dental Care offers free initial exams and x-rays, braces as low as $98 a month, free ortho consultations, and convenient appointment times. Doctors Ryan Rush and Justin Hilmo accept all insurances and even offer an in-house insurance plan. And right now they're offering a cleaning for just $45. Just mention the Wasp Sports Special when you stop in. All Around Dental Care. Excellent dental care for the entire family. Call 623-0866.
You've heard for years that Gunnison Market is your hometown grocer. Now Gunnison Market offers you a hometown pharmacist. Come experience friendly hometown service from Sean Sorensen at Gunnison Market Pharmacy. Sean grew up in Gunnison and offers competitive prices, expert advice, and convenient hours, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Explore the loyalty card benefits, which gives you a free gift card for every 10 prescriptions filled. Call 528-7555 or visit Gunnison Market Pharmacy.
Halftime score here in Nephi. Juab 26, Manti 7. Let's take a look at our Southern Utah University halftime show. Score check. Checking some scores we've got around the state.
Yeah, very light schedule tonight as over half of the games played yesterday as teams get ready for the short week next week. But in the 2A, it's Beaver 7 and South Sevier 28. That game is at the half. No score from Grand and Parowan. Enterprise 42, North Sevier 0 also at the half. You are aware of the scores here with the Juab game. Juab leading 27-6. And then in other games that happened yesterday, it was North Sanpete defeating Canyon View 23-22 in a critical 3A South battle.
Kept North Sanpete alive.
Yep. Richfield 13, Delta 7. That game was yesterday as well. And then the entire 3A North played yesterday. And it was Judge Memorial 61, Emory 21. Morgan all over Grantsville, and kind of surprising to me a little bit, 38-7 after that loss, and then Union continues to roll as they defeat Carbon 55-0.
So there's the scoreboard presented by Southern Utah University. And our halftime score again here, 26-7. On the postgame, we'll name our Mount Nebo Market Offensive Player of the Game. They've got the best fried chicken in the deli, fresh-made salad, deli meat, cheeses, etc., chicken tender meal to our Offensive Player of the Game. And the Whitmore Mansion Defensive Player of the Game. Enjoy the irresistible Tropical Caribbean Buffet. Game night special after every Wasp game. They'll have that tonight. Free deli chicken tender special to the Defensive Player of the Game for the Juab Wasp. Union here against Juab. It'll be an interesting game next week. We will broadcast Juab at Richfield, final game of the season. Manti Templars, we're done with our regular season broadcast. Playoffs is when we'll pick them up. And that playoff picture will take a little more development, but Delta basically out of it. They lost. They're out. And Canyon View with their loss. And North St. Pete keeping things alive, so in those league standings. And maybe we can take a little bit of a glance at them. We get into the postgame. Richfield now is at 2-2, and Canyon View at 2-2. North St. Pete at 1-3. Delta out of it at 0-4. Winner here will be 4-1, and the other team at or make it 4-0, and the other team at 3-1.
So Canyon View tied right now with Richfield with those identical records at 3-3, but Canyon View does own the tiebreaker, and that will comes into effect if we're talking about third and fourth place. It does not come into effect if you're trying
three-way tie or anything.
Yeah, something like that.
Which could happen. That's conceivable. It could happen. We're ready to go with second half play. And Doug Sheestu kicking off here for the Manti Templars. Going left to right, so Juab will go right to left here in this third quarter of play to receive and return. Shees gets underneath it, and it's fielded at about the 9-yard line. Now, keep in mind, Davidson is out, so he's not back there on returns, but nice return outside the 30-yard line. Tackle finally made by Trevor Alder.
Trying to get a number on that return, and never could see who that was on that return. Yeah, either Whiting or Bowering. I couldn't tell back there. And Juab goes with those dark numbers on dark uniforms, and it just makes it a nightmare to pick it up under the lights.
So 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line for Juab with the first possession of this second half of play, and a lead of 26-7. Between the hashes, double wides right, motion left to right. And the Robbins picks up, ready to go again, reset. Templars looking at a middle linebacker blitz. They just try to clog that one up. And running play to the right-hand side as Braxton Good, kind of a defensive hackback, came in there on a little inside route. Run went the other way for a pickup of about 2.
Yeah, and that time Nick Robbins thought that he had drawn him off sides and stopped, actually pointed at it. The official said no, they didn't come across. So then Nick reset everything and then just ran with the original play.
2nd down and 8 at the 34-yard line. Wide side is left. Double wides there. And with a tight one to the right, you got wide outs there. Robbins going to look down the sideline, and, well, that was obvious miscommunication.
Yeah, that time Nilsson pulled up. Kyler Nilsson pulled up on like just a little 7-yard comeback route. Nick had released it deep right there, and there wasn't anybody anywhere around it offensively or defensively.
It looked like freeze, didn't it?
Yeah.
Defensive back just froze. Nielsen just froze. They just kind of and kind of a picture to behold there. And incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down. It was oops.
Yeah, exactly. The Wasps not been that successful on 3rd downs. They'll try to turn one here.
Motion from left to right. Out of the slot will be Carmona, who probably see more time. And he goes up the field and got the first down to the 43. Well, let's see where this guy marks it here. I think across the way would be the chief marker. The head linesman who will have it marked for the first down as Carmona gets the 8-yard carry for the first down.
Yeah, and Carmona showed a great burst of speed there as he hit the corner, lowered his head, and just got just barely enough to get that first down.
Junior running back, he'll get a lot more minutes now. Second half with Davidson out with the injury. Nielsen near side on the 1st and 10 from the 43. He's the wide out to near us. Robbins looks, plants, got pressure, flips it out to the right-hand side. Incomplete. The coverage by Allred, and that will bring up a 2nd down call.
And that's a ball that's got to get caught right there as Nick had to check off from his original target or his primary target right there and threw a strike to only where his guy could catch it, just unable to bring that one in.
Second down from the 43. 10:45 here in the third quarter. Quick snap, and they'll try to sweep to the left. It's cut back to the inside, and then reaching inside. That was an excellent defensive play because there was a blocker out there on the contain defender, and then Trevor Alder, who's had a great night tonight, defensively for Manti, slides off, gets a hand in there, keeps from what could have been a long gainer to about a 3-yarder.
Yeah, great play right there. And it looked like that was going to be able to go for some place. He was able just to slip between those two blockers and just wrapped him up. Great play by Alder.
Alder in an outside backer spot right now. Third down and 7 for Juab. Wide side of the field right. They'll bring motion out of that. Counter it back to the right-hand side into secondary and gone. Right out of that fullback spot. This will go for the touchdown. Smith from the fullback spot. The Templars cashed in, and Smith made him pay. He broke that first little tier of defenders. No safety there, and he was gone.
Yeah, just a long run right there. And now Juab has ran that play a couple of times before tonight on third down, and it has not been successful. They come back to it again right here, and he got through that initial contact, and there was nobody behind him. And that's his second long run in as many games.
Yeah.
And he hadn't had any long runs. He had just been a pure workhorse up until that point. Shows great speed on that 50-plus yard run.
Almost doubled the rushing yardage for the Juab Wasps with that 54-yard run for the touchdown. Just inside the 10-minute mark. Extra point attempt coming up. Nielsen to kick. And placement is down, and the boot is on the way. That's a good, strong one. You could just tell even the difference in his body language on that one. He gets it through, no problem. 33-7 on the scoreboard. Juab the lead. Kickoff coming up in a minute.
When I was thinking about going back to school, I got pretty nervous, just knowing I had a young family. Money was tight for us. As a mother, online courses were perfect for my busy schedule. One of the things that was huge for me was how affordable this program was. Without the online courses, I know I wouldn't be able to finish school or transfer to a major university. I will always be grateful for Snow College in helping me reach my goals and helping me set the pathway for my future.
As temperatures become cooler outside, insects will be looking for someplace warmer to live, like inside your home. Spiders, ants, earwigs, and other bugs will take refuge in your kitchen, bathroom, bedrooms, and even closets. To protect your home, call Ecolife for a professional pest control barrier. Ecolife applies a smell-free, safe for the environment product to ensure you and your family are bug-free. All services are guaranteed. Call Ecolife 283-6002.
Juab Wasps to kick off as they lead at 33-7 here at the 10-minute mark in the third period. And put together a 6-play drive for the touchdown. And then the return, far side for the Templars. Straight up the seam, got to the outside. Seago, midfield, back across the grain, back to the far side. Seago returns to the 30-yard line for the Manti Templars. And there was nothing fancy about that. He just got some good blocking, wall on the far side, and away he went vertical.
Yeah, and looked like some Wasps may have came out of their lanes as that lane was wide open, and he just bolted through there. Touchdown-saving tackle back here, and he knew he didn't have the angle, trying to get the number on who brought him down, and I believe that's Peyton Bowering, 34, who was able to eventually run him down, and he tried to make a move on Peyton and just couldn't get by him, but good return nonetheless.
And then we've got a timeout taken by Juab here. With 9:48 remaining, we'll be back in 1 minute.
Established in 1898, the historic Whitmore Mansion in Nephi offers a tantalizing restaurant and luxurious bed and breakfast. The Tropical Oasis Caribbean Buffet is open for lunch and dinner Monday through Saturday and includes calypso fried rice, creamy mashed potatoes, marinated grilled pork, barbecue chicken, and curry. Reserve the Whitmore Mansion for weddings and family reunions, as they feature 10 rooms, a swimming pool, jacuzzi, and sauna. Visit the Whitmore Mansion at whitmoremansionnephi.com or call Jenny or Ian 623-0747.
Do you need a banking partner for your farm or business? Hi, I'm Darren Dyring, branch manager at Cache Valley Bank in Ephraim, and we have money to lend to your farm or business. If you need to upgrade equipment or purchase a new building or just expand, we can help. Also, don't forget we offer free business and personal checking accounts. So stop by and get acquainted. We want to help you succeed. Cache Valley Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Handoff, right-hand side, not much there. A lot of action and not much on the gain thing from Max Stevens for the Templars. Sophomore running back. Gets maybe a couple of hard-earned yards. Had to work hard for that, even was kind of step up inside for the Templars.
Templars tried to run the little reverse right there, and the Juab the Juab defensive end stayed home, waited for it, did his job right there, and was able to keep that to a very small gain.
So 2nd down and 8 at the 27. Handoff, try to sweep it around the right-hand side. They've got Good. Good with a stiff arm, driven out of bounds. The Juab sideline. So we took side rather than the plant and cut. Templars have done more outside. A lot of times their runners will plant and cut back inside. That tells you middle linebackers are doing a good job in their lateral pursuit, plugging that hole.
Yeah, and that time they did is you just watch that. You watch that whole center of that Juab defense right there just kind of flowed with him. It still got a good gain, but they're there, and they can take away that cutback or that quick turn it up the field where you get the large gains.
So it's a 23-yard line, a 3rd and 5. Templars will bring motion through, set it to the right. Stevens back to the left-hand side. Give it to Stevens, the inside cut. And Stevens helped forward by a little bit of, they talk forward lean, but you get some defensive help. And he's going to make this into a 4th down and short here for Manti. They just did that little inside. It's almost like a counter thing, but it is the handoff to the speed back. But he has designed to just bring that in between guard and tackle left-hand side. Referee wants. He'll take a 30-second timeout.
Lots of Matza Pizza in Nephi is locally owned and a delicious pizza restaurant in Nephi where they do delivery to Nephi, Mona, and Levan. Lots of Matza Pizza has take and bake as well as hot and go pizza. Their food is made fresh daily in-store and they offer pizza, pasta, calzones, sticks, and fresh salads. You can find them online at lotsofmatza.com. Their menu's available there, and you can do online ordering available to the customers. Lots of Matza Pizza, a proud sponsor of Juab High School Sports.
Stevens gets the first down on the 5-yard gain. And it'll be at the 19-yard line with Manti at the 1st and 10 there.
Yeah, good gain right there as Manti is able to pick up their first down of the second half and try to make something out of this great field position after the wonderful kickoff return.
Tia guard on the right-hand side, part of the offensive line, and Caleb Harris comes off a broken tackle on the left inside to power man. The Templars haven't run that play much tonight, but if you get Harris some forward momentum, and the Templars punish it in from the 19 yards out.
Boy, great job by that defense or that offensive front of the Templars as he got through there, made one little sidestep and was into the middle of the field and just trotted on into the end zone. Great play by the Templars.
Extra point attempt coming up for Manti here, trailing now by 20 points. 8:37 on the clock in this third period of play for Manti. Lemus, sophomore left-footed kicker, into attempt. The extra point attempt. High snap, but it's brought down. He chips it up. There's the little chip shot on that one, and good. So it's 33-14. Juab the lead. Kickoff coming up in 1 minute.
As you've all heard, Google has come to Provo with their fiber project, and you're probably wishing you had that kind of service. Well, you do. Manti Telco has had an all-fiber network and fiber to the home for the last 8 years. How awesome is that? Manti Telco has speeds up to 1 gig on an all-fiber network. Find out your speed and get the best from Manti Telco Fiber. Call 835-2929. Some restrictions apply, not available in all areas.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is proud to bring presentation. IPSC is a community-minded company that contributes to our local schools, community organizations, and economy. The Intermountain Power Project consistently ranks among the best of America's coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. Intermountain Power Service Corporation strives for perfection and is honored to be actively involved with Delta, Millard, and Juab High Schools.
Kickoff for the Manti Templars. Sheese approaches. Line drive. And, is this Carmona? You got to pick it up back at the 1 or 2 yard line and made purchase into some broken open field tackles. And we've got another injured Juab Wasp. Let's see if he's going to be able to get up here. At the 5 yard line, gets up slowly.
Still didn't see who was that, Carmona or Bowering on the return. I can't pick up those numbers, but he mishandled the ball. Is it 34 or 3?
I think it's Bowering.
Yeah, Bowering on that one. As he mishandled the initial one, able to corral it, and then kind of curled around and turn that into a positive gain, or at least got it out there near the 20-yard line when it looked like it was going to be disastrous for the Wasp.
It's from the 18 now for Juab on this possession. Both teams a possession, both teams with a score. Try to sweep it to the outside and a lot of room to the corner. And then driven out of bounds into the Juab sideline. So the Templars getting pursued out there. Not until it was after a good long gain. Finally, Daniels, the middle linebacker, coming over and making the tackle.
And gets Caden Whiting, finally wraps up Caden Whiting, and good gain by him.
12-yard gain for the first down. Out to the 30-yard line. Wide side is to the right, but they are in a tight formation with the trips left, handed off right into the teeth of the Templars defense. Now I'm just going to make a little side note here. Manti Templars into the Juab bench there with that tackle. Coach Bowering over to help up a Manti Templar. You don't see that at some of the other schools. They're kicking you if you're the opposing player and you go into their bench. And I won't say where that's at. But.
Well, both these teams want to win really badly, but I think you've got great coaches on both sides, and I think they teach that, and then they demonstrated it as well.
So second down and almost 10 after only a half-yard gain. Robbins rolling to the right-hand side. Got some pressure from Sheese. And incompletion. In the coverage out of the linebacking core for the Templars is Jordan Howe. Jordan Howe, part of that bunch of juniors that the Templars have. A bunch of them coming back next year. They'll have to rebuild their offensive line a little bit, but they've got a lot of skill players coming back. Incompletion brings up at the 7:42 mark. Clock stopped. 19-point spread. Juab the lead, and a third down and almost 10.
And right there, another drop right there, but once again, I don't think it would have gone anywhere as Nick delivered the ball right on target. Receiver didn't bring it in.
Real tight on the corner near us. And Robbins going to roll to the, and he's sacked on the backside blitz, and then here comes the flag way on the backside. And it's a late flag.
Was a late flag.
You think, well, maybe a Manti Templar came off sides on that backside, but that would have been an earlier flag, I think. So.
And from a different guy.
A chop block against Juab, and that was probably even trailing the play. That chop block probably wasn't out in front of it because it was an official way away from the play on the backside. Now the sack here was about a 6-yard loss, so the Templars decline the penalty and take the loss of about 6 yards, and it'll be fourth down.
And that time the Templars either through blitz or just the protection broke down, but they were on top of Nick Robbins, and he was rolling, and he didn't even have a chance to get outside of the pocket that time.
So the fourth down in a punt situation. Templars will have two return backs, Seago and Good, at the 35. And the snap and the punt. And what a dandy. Wow, this one is high, and it's deep. And fielded Seago at the 30. Gets to the outside, puts the shoulder down, gets out of a couple of tackles, goes to the 41. And again, you've got another Juab Wasp a little slow getting up and grabbing a knee. But Seago, when he holds onto that ball really well, I'd call him a slippery runner. It just, I guess, a little bit of upper body strength, and he's able to get out of a few of those arm grabs. And gets a good return out to the 42. They'll attend to the injured Juab Wasp players, send players to the sideline. We'll take this timeout.
Don't take the risk of inadequate car service. For the very best in maintenance and repairs, take your vehicle to Big G Automotive in Manti. For everything from general service and care, heating and cooling service, and even transmission problems, the best place is Big G Automotive. They also have fast, reliable towing service for when you're in a jam. And don't forget that Big G Automotive is your local dealer for coast-to-coast carports. Visit Big G Automotive at 204 North Main in Manti.
Painter Motor in Nephi is home of the best new and used cars in central Utah, backed by extraordinary service. Test drive the new 2014 Chevy Silverado that's redesigned from the tires up to feature best in horsepower, best in towing, and best in fuel economy, touting a V8 engine that gets V6 gas mileage. Right now, Painter Motor has a rock-bottom pre-owned vehicle special. Get any pre-owned vehicle for just $37 down. Painter Motor, 1100 North Main Street in Nephi. Call 800-662-CARS or online at paintermotor.com.
An old friend was telling me he's tired of jumping on a piece of equipment just to have something come off in his hand. That won't happen when you have Barclay Mechanical on your repair team. Equipment repair or fabrication, yep, Barclay Mechanical can do. Metal or mechanical repair or fabrication, yep, you guessed it, can do at Barclay Mechanical in Manti. Call Barclay Mechanical 835-5084 or stop by 595 West 100 North in Manti. 835-5084. Oh yeah, go get 'em, Manti Templars.
This is Larry Smith asking for your vote for the South St. Pete School Board. Larry Smith is for kids, and that has driven all my decisions as I've served on the board in the past. Our future is only as good as the education of our children. I have worked hard to see that our children get the best education possible while working within the limits of our ever-changing economy. As a teacher myself, I'm a strong supporter of our great teachers and know how important parent involvement is to our children. Keep a teacher on the board. I'm Larry Smith, and I would appreciate your vote for the South St. Pete School Board.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your home union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the season.
For integrity, honesty, and technical expertise, think of Jones and DeMille Engineering. With offices in Richfield, Roosevelt, Price, and Manti, they're committed to servicing their clients with civil and structural engineering, construction management, surveys and GIS mapping, and material testing. They use state-of-the-art equipment to help you meet your budgets and deadlines. Visit jonesanddemille.com or find them on Facebook. Since 1982, Jones and DeMille Engineering, your infrastructure professionals.
Have you heard? Central Valley Medical Center is now providing orthopedic surgery. That's right, Dr. Joel Holman is a full-time orthopedic surgeon practicing in Nephi. You no longer need to drive to the Wasatch Front for hip replacement, knee replacement, fracture care, hand surgery, and general orthopedic care. Dr. Holman completed a residency in general orthopedics and a fellowship in hand surgery at the U of U and sees patients in the Nephi Medical Clinic inside Central Valley Medical Center. Call 435-623-3633, 623-3633.
The injured player, I think it's Caden Whiting of Juab, and they've got the four-wheelers out here, side by sides, attending to him, and also a medical pack. We're at the 6:55 mark in the third period of play. 33-14, Juab the lead. Manti will have the ball at their own 42 after the Seago return to get it out to the 42 after the punt, and that's where it'll resume with Manti working from the right hash mark, but they'll still attend to the injured player. And he went down deep. He was one of the first players down, which into that containment, and then they got tangled up, and he went down and was grabbing a right knee. And when they're grabbing that knee, and they're going to probably bring out this pack, immobilize that knee. And Davidson went out earlier, and now you've got this injury to the Juab Wasps. So it's been one of those nights that in some ways has not been positive. Templars with a lot of turnovers, running a quarterback that's never played it before in his life until this week. And they kind of ironed that out, seemingly, that first half of play as it progressed more, and now the injury here. So our score is 33-14. We'll have our post-game show coming up, presented by Sunrise Engineering, making the things you do every day better every day. We'll take another timeout and then come back.
Rick Bartholomew here at Risk Managers Insurance in downtown Ephraim. Paying your insurance in these hard economic times is not a pleasant experience. For most, it can be a sacrifice. We at Risk Managers know how you feel and are dedicated to making the burden lighter. We are here to help take care of any insurance problem or question you may have. We represent many top-of-the-line insurance companies. Come in and see us at 110 North Main, or call Mark or Rick at Risk Managers 283-4685.
New car, used car, Delta, Nephi. There's just one name you need to remember, Drew Bay. That's Drew Bay Chevrolet in Delta and Drew Bay Used Cars in Nephi. You'll feel good at the end of the day when you do business with Drew Bay. Drew Bay stands for world-class service with a hometown feeling. That's Drew Bay Chevrolet in Delta and Drew Bay Used Cars in Nephi. Make it a day to remember. Start your day at drewbaychevrolet.com.
The side-by-side. So they load the injured player into the side-by-side here at the 6:55 marks where we're at. So resume play now as soon as the injured Juab Wasp player is taken off. If you just joined us, 33-14, Juab the lead by 19, and we're at 6:55, 7-minute mark basically here in the third period of play.
And just another Caden Whiting now in the back of that vehicle. The ambulance was gone with Diedrich Davidson, so right now they're going to try to just get him off the field, and it looks like the medical support may be coming more for him right now, but they took a long time and looked like they were trying to get an air cast on that or something right there. Hard to see, but a lot of time on him, and not only feel bad for Caden, but that's a couple of speed guys the Wasp have lost now in this ball game.
And they don't look like just the one game out kind of thing. That's the other thing, too.
Yep.
Loss of a period of time. So 1st and 10 for the Manti Templars now. Wide side of the field to the left. Lott at quarterback. Sego, the speed back. They'll get it to him, try to turn the corner, and they've got room for Sego. 50, 40. Sego at the 30. Back into the middle of the field. Breaks a tackle. Here comes a flag. We're going to have a penalty behind the play. That'll bring it back. And that was way trailing the play. If you're the offensive player that committed that flag, you're going to have coaches on your case because that was way behind the play. Had no consequence to it.
Yeah, the clip was called. It was called on about the 37-yard line when Siegel was down inside the 20 there. We'll try to see that on the replay here.
It's going to be out of the picture.
Yeah,
that's right there. It was. Wait, I can see it.
Right there. Yep.
Yeah. It did kind of affect the play, too. I was going to say it was so far away that offensive man, it definitely did affect the play as he reached out and clipped on that backside. So it was of consequence as well. And so the ball was spot down, and we give him a credit of an 11-yard gain. That's kind of one of those where the penalty mixes the stat up, and 11 yards and a first down.
A good gain right there called back, and just could have been that touchdown that gets the Templars right back in this ball game, but they'll have to try to do it again.
Oh, well, Manti. And they'll hand it off on the dive to the right-hand side. Harris bowling his way around, and a lot of strength. Harris wrapping up on that. Pickup of about 4 yards for Harris on that play. They're going to give him 4 yards.
Good hard running right there as he came off that time. Met a defender straight up, and both of those Wasps that have gone, both key offensive players, but both defensive players. Diedrich Davidson at that safety and Carmona at that outside linebacker spot.
Templars now on a 2nd down and 7 to the 40-yard line, and a pickup there of about another 3-yard gain. 3-4 at the 40 of Juab. So the Templars trying to just work the run here. They know that the pass is kind of shaky for them, and they've gone to the run, and basically you might think that they're, with this trailing this game, at 4-down territory here.
Yeah, I would think so at this point, especially if you don't feel comfortable throwing it. You know it's going to take you a few minutes to score.
They'll hand it to Siegel, trying to bubble around the left-hand side. He does. Turns the corner, and Siegel's got the first down, but we've got a flag over here, and that is a blocking penalty. Pretty obvious one out the 40-yard line. So now the Templars are going to be looking at 3rd and much deeper here.
Yeah, had that 3rd and 3, and it looks almost like it's right on the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's a hold. I could see that one even being blocked off on the backside.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 13, and much harder to convert this now, running the ball, although the Templars have found something going on around that left side, which is the area that that Caden Whiting has vacated. So they're a little ways down the depth chart as Carmen Diego is going to have to fill in for that spot right now.
3rd and 13 at the 50-yard line for Manti. And they need to get to the 37 for the first down. 5:06 remaining, third period. And this is not, I wouldn't think, a 4-down set unless it's a 4th and short. Lott steps up and takes a timeout. Came to the line, took the timeout, and we'll do likewise and be back in 30 seconds.
So, wondering where to go after the game? How about Snowcap Lanes in Ephraim? Not only is the bowling great, but the food at Snowcap, one word, incredible! From the amazing line of mouth-watering burgers and sandwiches to the fabulous prime rib on Friday and Saturday nights. Then check Tuesday and Wednesdays as open bowling days. And now's the time to sign up for bowling leagues. There's openings for men, women, and mixed doubles. Hey, it's a great way to meet people and make new friends. The place for fun and food. The Snowcap Lanes on South Main and Ephraim.
A 3rd down call for Manti after the timeout at the midfield marker. Had to take a timeout that they didn't. You could just tell the body language. Something was not the way they wanted it, even probably coming out of the huddle.
It's going to be difficult. You want to save those. You're starting to make some runs and getting back into that ball game, or into the ball game right now. And so you want to conserve those timeouts for as long as you can.
Motion, speed back right to left. Lott going to roll to the right-hand side. Keep it and go up himself. Lott going to try to get to the 1st down marker, close enough that they can go for it on 4th down. That was quarterback bootleg all the way. And maybe that was what the call was on the last play, but something wasn't set the right way when they came to the line.
Got very close to that. Good run there.
Give him an 11-yard gain, and it'll be 4th and 2 for the Templars. Quickly up to the line. And I would think they'll come quick to the line, and they'll go long count. Bring the speed back through. Oh, they don't try to draw them off sides. They'll hand off to Harris, left-hand side, 1st down. Guard and tackle on the left-hand side for the Templars. Got her done right there. You just got to give them the credit for that one.
Yep, offensive line did a great job, and they are starting to develop some confidence right now in their running game as they're starting to knock off big chunks of yardage and inside and outside right now as this offensive line is starting to take a little bit of control.
That will put it down to a 1st and 10 at the 30. Wide side of the field left. They'll hand off Harris, left-hand side. They're going brute force kind of plays right here. And we've got a loose football. And I think Juab's got it at the 25-yard line. Waiting for the official's confirmation, and we get it. So another fumble by the Manti Templars on a drive that they were putting together some action, and they had about another 7-yard gain. No, even an 8-yard gain.
Yeah.
The 24 before that was fumbled.
Yeah, and once again, we've talked about the new quarterback, but of these 3 fumbles lost,
2 of them were running backs.
Yeah, where it was not a quarterback exchange.
So that will give the ball back to Juab here with 3:52 remaining in a long-running 3rd period because of the injuries. And Juab at their own 24-yard line. It's a handoff right up the middle, and the Templars clog that up and drive it back. So not much pickup on that 1st down carry at the 24-yard line.
Templars have been very, very good on 1st down, and the Wasp have ran. Most of their plays have been running plays here on 1st down, and the Templars have been very successful of clogging that middle up.
To the line with the 2nd down and 9. Double wide outs to the near side, the wide side, also double right side, the short side. Looking to throw. Robbins looking, going to try to flow it up the field. Incomplete. And then a flag coming in here.
Wow, late flag. Great throw by Nick Robbins as he hits the receiver right on the helmet right there. And you wonder where this flag came, if they were holding him and he could not get the hands up, and that's what it was on the replay. Had a hold of that right hand.
And couldn't get it up. Kind of a late flag even for that, but there was. And, of course, I guess sometimes they just wait to see if they make the catch. So
yeah.
The defensive holding and secondary. It was on a 2nd and 9. Penalty 1st down for the Juab Wasps, and the ball will be at their 40-yard line.
Wasp, but once again, I'll tell you what, Nick Robbins, his yardage hasn't shown it, nor is his completion, but he has thrown the ball extremely well on his last 5 or 6 passes, where he has just been dead on the money.
So Manti defensively crushing through, and Robbins is going to go down.
Yeah, and
he's looking for a check-off receiver, and I'm just trying to find out where there are all the receivers here. Well, look at this. Now, you've got an inside receiver looking like he wanted a almost the wide receiver pass out in the flat.
But Nick didn't come up firing that one.
No, he didn't. And that's what if there's little communication on a receiver route there,
yeah,
they had a problem.
Yeah, and just like a route was wrong right now, but once again, the Templars were in there in a hurry on that one. I marked that down as a 3-yard loss, but that was much more than a 3-yard loss.
Almost 5. And that puts the ball back to the 35-yard line.
Have yet to see Nick Robbins in shotgun set in this second half.
He's up under center on this one. Handed on the reverse. Coming out of the slot right-hand side. Tristan Daniels, the middle linebacker. Good lateral pursuit. I'll tell you what, the playoff caliber teams, they always have a middle linebacker that's got good lateral pursuit. If you don't have that in your defensive repertoire, it can be a long season sometimes.
Yeah, and that time the Templars showed good speed as they got out there and were able to find Peyton Bowering and bring him down. Wasp are going to have 3rd and long right here, and Larry, they have not shown the ability this second half to really protect Nick Robbins and let him throw the ball down the field. Now, the Wasps countered with some verticals early, but they've lost some speed due to injury.
Yeah, you lost Davidson and Whitey. Double wide outs, and they've got to bring a linebacker over in coverage. Templars didn't read that for a second. Now they've got it. Robbins is going to look long, down the sideline, and incomplete. And really, you can tell there's a difference without those 2 receivers in there.
Yeah, they ran that wheel route right there. Manti did a good job of covering that as that ball just went out of bounds, but it was well covered to begin with. It's going to force the Wasps to punt, and they didn't take much time off the clock there after the Manti fumble.
0-4 in passing department here in this third quarter for Juab. A minute 32 remaining, 33-14. Juab the lead. Juab has lost a couple of key players tonight. Their stars, Diedrich Davidson out with an injury, and then Whiting as well. So a punt situation here for Juab. Each team with a touchdown in this third quarter. Approach and the punt. Nice one again. Well, that's been a weapon tonight. Takes a bounce. Oh, man. Templars didn't feel that. That cost them about 15 and 20 yards in field position.
Almost like they couldn't find that ball up there. One went up to block, and the other one backed off, and it kind of just landed in between them.
So an effective punt, getting that high up into the lights. And the Templars do not take a return, so it makes about a 15, 20-yard difference in field position for Manti to take over. Way deep in their own end of the field here. At about the 14-yard line.
Well, good punt, but Kyler Nielsen has hit some boomers tonight. That one probably not as good as some, but it got to the right height. They couldn't find it and got a good roll.
Lott rolls to the right-hand side, looks back across the middle, incomplete. And I don't know if he was looking for the deeper receiver or the shorter one. He had Alder, and then coming through at about the same spot was Max Stevens.
Yeah,
between the two of them.
Couple of receivers right in the same spot, which usually isn't a good sign there. So you wonder, somebody ran a bad route on him right there. But once again, he did do a good job of planting his feet, throwing across the field there. Just could not get that one delivered.
A minute 15 remaining in the third period. 33-14, Juab the lead. Manti with a 2nd and 10 at the 14-yard line. Been effective on speed plays. Speed back clears. He'll come back to the right-hand side. That's good. Good gets the handoff. Tries to turn the corner, spins inside, and then taken down. And he got hit on the inside. And you know, when you have these speed backs and these option backs, a little bit of speed makes a lot of difference. And the time that you get to that corner and can turn it.
Yeah, it sure does. Couldn't see the number on the Wasp out there on that far end, but he made a good hit, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Templars.
So 3rd down at the 15-yard line. Wide side of the field will be to the right. And the end that'll flex out there will be Jordan Howe, who's usually a tight end, flexes out as a wide receiver with a man in the slot. And Lott fumbles the football, and Juab's got it. Fell right on it. Nobody knew that the football had been fumbled except the quarterback and the defense. They could see it right in front of them, and the Templars fumble it right back into the hands of Juab with an excellent opportunity coming up at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, and that one was that confusion between quarterback and center that time. And that time everybody kind of came out. Ball just laid on the floor right there. A Wasp lucky enough to fall on top of it. and see if the Wasps try to strike through the air quickly on this play.
From the 14-yard line of Manti after the turnover. 29 seconds remaining in the period, and the Juab trying to put the clincher on right now. Hand it off, tailback, left-hand side, trying to skirt to the outside, and gets a couple of yards, finally taken down by Bradley Segal, the safety. And then here comes a late flag coming in. We're going to have personal foul of some sort here with some players tangled up.
About a 3-yard gain and then a late flag and the official signaling punch to another player. We'll wait for the official signal as a Templar has picked up the flag.
And I think Wesley Wright's been kicked out of the ball game.
And
coaches are taking him out.
Yeah, they ejected him.
Yeah, threw a punch. So he's gone at the defensive end spot. So Wes Wright out of the ball game at the 17-second mark, and that means no action against Judge Memorial, I would guess. So that'll be up to the line. The mark off of the penalty is half the distance, so that'll put it at the 5-yard line. No, it wasn't half the distance because he was, back at about the 13, huh?
Now they're going to reset him.
Yeah. It was 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Got it up to very near the 10 on the carry.
And then I think probably the infraction came after the ball had been blown dead. So you go half the distance.
And they're going to check
put
that.
It at the 5.
They're going to check that with each other, but I think they've got the ball spotted
right.
correctly.
Yeah.
Although the chains are confusing a little bit.
Well, it's the gain plus the 5-yard penalty. So it'll be the pickup at which we put in the books here.
About 3.
You thought it was about 3 yards.
3 yards. Okay, so that's why it's about 8.
Yeah.
All right.
So pickup was about 2.5 yards. Then the penalty. The ball will be just outside the 5, and it'll be 2nd and 3 there. So 2nd down and 3 just outside the 5 for the Juab Wasps. And the tailback set. They'll bring the tailback in motion to the right-hand side. And look to throw in the middle, incomplete. They brought Carmona in motion. The pass across the middle tipped into the air, incomplete. Robbins, just a one-step drop looking for a receiver, and he threw it behind his receiver who couldn't reach back and get it. So Robbins a little off the money on that one.
Yeah, it looked like that ball was tipped at the line, but that was the receiver that got a hand on it. Brings up another 3rd down attempt here for the Wasp.
So this will be a 3rd and 3 from the 6-yard line.
Now, we need to remember that penalty. I want to talk about that a little bit on that dead ball foul.
Robbins going to bring motion from the wide receiver right-hand side to bring him in tighter. Make the pitch sweep to the outside, a halfback option into the end zone, and incomplete. Receiver adjusted to the ball. The defender did not, but it was not direct enough. As the wind kicks up here with some pretty good velocity too in this ball game, and that will bring up a 4th down. And I'm surprised 2 downs to make 3 yards that it wasn't some rush. And Brandon Smith, they haven't called this number much. Boy, the last time they called it went big.
Yeah, and back to that penalty. See, that's a new change this year, and I'm not sure it's a penalty or a change that I like. You get an unsportsmanlike call inside the 10, so you only get half the distance, and it's no longer an automatic 1st down.
Yeah. It's a sweep to the left-hand side, trying to turn the corner left, driven out of bounds. But he got the 1st down. So they'll have 1st and goal after the pickup there, I think, of almost 5 yards on the carry. And that was just a student body power sweep. Get it to Carmona and try to get the 1st down, and they did.
Yeah, and so the Wasps now are 3 for 3 on 4th down conversions, and now they've got 1st and goal, and it's tight right here. And I would expect to see Smith here.
2 yards out, 1st and goal. Wide side to the right. Robbins under center, as he has most of the night. And handoff, dive right-hand side, and maybe a yard gain on that one. It'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Robbins is wanting his own number here. And that is the end of the quarter. We'll switch ends of the field and be back in 1 minute.
Here it is, that time of year that all kids and parents look forward to. Back to school time! So the Mount Nebo Market is running the hottest price of the year on Yoplait yogurt at only 39 cents each. Or how about fresh, juicy Green River watermelon, 3 pounds for $1, and sweet, locally grown corn on the cob, 3 for $1. Boneless, skinless chicken breasts, only $1.69 a pound. Yeah, send the kids back to school and then go shopping at the Mount Nebo Market in Nephi, your hometown grocer.
The medical care you receive shouldn't depend on where you live. People in rural towns should receive the same high-quality medicine as those in the big cities. You can rest assured that Sanpete Valley Hospital provides their patients with the same high-quality care and advanced technology you'd receive if you drove to the city. They provide many of the same services a large city hospital does, and they do it well, with a personal hometown touch. Intermountain Sanpete Valley Hospital, healing for life.
33-14, Juab the lead, and threatening as we go into the fourth quarter of play. They'll have 2nd and goal, half a yard away to put another touchdown on the board. Here, just as we get into the fourth quarter action, that coming after another Manti fumble. The Temples have had a couple of them in this second half as well. Bunch of turnovers tonight that have hampered the Manti Templars. 2nd and short for Robbins up under center. And I hand it off. They'll just do a tight handoff, dive back inside. Where's the referees? They say short, the knee touchdown. Apparently, so it'll be 3rd and goal. Picked up half of that, half a yard. And it'll be 3rd and goal. So we just put that in the books as 0 yardage pickup there, basically.
Yeah, nothing there. Dedrick Davidson now on the sideline on crutches. And
now we just do referee on the far side getting it. Robbins on the quarterback keeper. He wanted that the last play.
He did.
And he finally got his call, and he puts it in from, we'll give him a 1 yard gain on the carry for the touchdown. And that coming at the 11:23 mark here in the fourth quarter. Juab Wasp putting the clincher touchdown on the board.
And Nick right there, and Nick at 6'5", 6'6", gets that snap, and he's just got to fall forward, and if he does that, that's a touchdown.
You just got to have your center drive his man deep enough that he can lean forward. Point after attempt from Kyler Nielsen is coming up for Juab. Placement and kick. And no problem with that one. He just really put the mustard onto that one. He's got it through, and it's 40-14. Juab with the lead over Manti. We'll be back in a minute.
Are you ready for a weekend away? Jorgensen's Honda is the place to start. They carry a full line of RVs to make that trip a lasting memory. With models like Yellowstone, Conquest, Amerilite, and Canyon Trail, you can find the perfect fit. For great fun and comfort, check out the full line of RVs at Jorgensen's Honda. Dennis or Mike can help you out. Stop by today at 980 South Coveview Road in Richfield, or give them a call at 435-896-6408.
Bargain roofing job failing and your ceiling is damaged? Is your siding looking really shabby? Or you just want a new look? For as little as $150 per month, Clean Cut Roofing and Siding will update your home using 100% American-made products. That's right, all made right here in the great USA. And hey, take 48 to 120 months to pay. Fit it into your budget. Call Clean Cut Roofing and Siding for a free consultation, 435-427-3205. Or check them out on Facebook. Clean Cut Roofing and Siding. Peace of mind every time.
40-14 with the 11:23 mark here. Juab with the lead, and the kickoff coming up as they lead the Manti Templars early in this fourth period of play. And a couple of key injuries tonight for Juab. Manti had theirs coming in, and quarterback Derek Wright being injured. I just don't know. It's kind of week to week and day to day. Sidewinder of a kick. It's bounced down and fielded at the 25-yard line, and the return by Jordan Howe, trying to power it out and gets a pretty good return. I had to do a lot of hard work for it to get it outside the 35.
Great job, though, as he was able to corral that. And I don't think people know just how difficult those kinds of kicks are to get cleanly, and you almost can't get them cleanly.
Yeah.
It's spinning, and you're not even sure which way it's going to spin right there as the Wasp. I don't know whether it was intentional or just elected to squib that one a little bit right there, but made it difficult. He did a great job of finally corralling that and turning it into a positive gain.
It's like a 110-mile-an-hour knuckleball.
Yeah.
So they'll go 1st and 10 for Manti at the 38-yard line, wide side of the field to the left. Wide receiver right and speed back motions left to right. And Siegel's going to go down. That one totally got jammed up on the far side. Siegel could not plant and turn it back inside. Bubbled too much on it, and then that was taken away.
Nick Wolforth, the junior, comes up from that defensive end or defensive tackle spot. They move him around a little bit, but makes that tackle in the backfield, and that's a big loss of almost, what do you call that, 8?
8-yard loss to the 30-yard line. Long 8-yard loss. So 2nd down, long from the 30 for the Templars. And, Juab can just tee off now on this. You can just say, we're going to take away your speed sweep stuff. You'll have to do something else. From the shotgun. Lost never run from the shotgun. Going to look across the middle. And improvises and gets it to Siegel. Yeah, the young Buck quarterback gets the job done as he gets it to Siegel on a drag pattern for a 1st down.
Wow, what a great pass, too, as he stepped out of the pocket, rolling to his left, and then just stopped, planted, and just drilled that pass. Good coverage that time by Kyler Nielsen, just a half a step behind, but that ball was perfectly thrown in the perfect spot.
So out to the 48-yard line for the 1st down on a nice pass completion. About 18, 19-yard completion. Wide side to the right. Speed back. Lott mishandles the ball, gets it back, goes to Siegel. Siegel the right-hand side. Gets a 4-yard gain. And then it's closed down defensively by the secondary of Juab on Siegel's carry. Safety coming up to make the tackle is Peyton Bowering. Almost a 5-yard gain is what they give him.
Yeah, and just
pretty good forward progress they gave him.
Boy, and I'll tell you, I know we've had some quarterback exchanges, but this young quarterback just coming in, Lott, has done a fantastic job.
Handoff, halfback, fullback. This is Harris. He's been very effective tonight, Harris has. And the Templars will have an offensive lineman that's going to have to come out. And that's Caden Gentry. His helmet came off, so he'll have to come out for a play. And he'll be replaced up on that front line by
like
62. And I don't have that one on this roster. So Templars with a 1st and 10 with the ball down to the 40-yard line on the pickup of 7. A couple of 1st downs in this drive. Speed back, good. Motions, and then they'll hand it off on the dive. Siegel's only got about a yard, and that's all. That was a deeper handoff. And so Siegel gets back to the line of scrimmage, and then maybe a yard on top of that. They'll give him a 1-yard gain.
And I think the Templars are, again, they're having some success running the ball, but they are going to have to start to throw it. And the Wasp really haven't unjammed that box up. Still a lot of players sitting in that box for the Wasp defensively.
Tight formation for Manti. Speed back motion. Hand it to him. Cut it back up to the left-hand side. And Max Stevens going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll be all. He got right down around the ankle. Grabbed there. Couldn't step out of the bear trap. And so that'll bring up 3rd down and 9 after no gain on that one. That's a Templars inside the 40. I don't think Manti's looking at they'll go to the pass. I think they're just going to run their offense as if this was second quarter of a game or something, given all the scenario that you've got. The young quarterback, they'll have him pass in situations where they need it, which this could be one right here on the 3rd down and 9. Speed back will clear through, and the Templars change cadence. 2 offensive linemen missed it. Now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, almost forces that passing situation now. Only the 3rd penalty against the Templars and their 2nd procedure call.
Yeah, you almost think Lott sold that so well that it took 2 of them. I mean, you could see him duck his head, and 2 of his own linemen fired off. Wasn't just one, it was 2 of them that went. So now 3rd down and 13 at the 43-yard line. Basically between the hashes, wider side is to the left. Fairly tight formation here. Double wide receivers, right-hand side. They'll pitch it. Sego trying to get him around the corner. Does turn it up the field. And then here comes a helmet off again. Boy, and I think that's the same play as Gentry again.
Yeah, and he's upset right here. I think he got hit when he kind of out of the play right there. And I never did see where his helmet went. And still haven't seen it. Oh, there it is over on the replay.
Yeah.
On the far corner. Couldn't see what came of it.
So that's about a 6-yard gain from the 43 to the 39. Give it 5-yard gain on that one. And they'll have 4th and long here for the Templars. See if they decide to throw it here on the 4th and long. Sago, halfback pass. Going to throw it back to Lott. Lott to the outside. Can't turn the corner. Tackle made out there on the outside. Osler closing for the Juab Wasps. That's the halfback pass back to the quarterback. And nice tackle, nice staying where he needed defensively by the defensive back Osler to make the tackle.
Yeah, good discipline there by the Wasps as they didn't fall for that halfback pass. And that throwback pass, a pass that Coach Mike Bowering ran 2 weeks ago with some success, this time doesn't work out as well for the Templars.
So the Templars turn it over on downs at the 7:35 mark. And Juab at the 37-yard line with a comfortable lead here at 40-14. Handoff, left-hand side, pickup of a couple of yards out to the 40-yard line. That will bring up second down after the pickup of 3.
Yeah, hard 3 yards there by Brandon Smith as the Templars got a good push, and Brandon just kept his legs turning and fell forward.
Coming up on our postgame show, we'll be naming our players of the game for the Juab Wasps here in this contest. And that will include the Mount Nebo Market offensive player and the Whitmore Mansion defensive player of the game. Pitch sweep, right-hand side, short side of the field. Turned in on the outside linebacker who got the job done, Jordan Howe. And then the tackle made after a pickup of about 3 for Manti. It's Tristan Daniels, the middle linebacker, who's one of the leading tacklers in the state. And gets over on that one.
Bring up another 3rd down situation for the Juab Wasp and call it 3rd and 4 here.
Lott, the quarterback for Manti, is also the safety now. And Sego not in defensively for Manti at this point. So 3rd down, almost 4. Motion to overload right, left, and Robbins says, I better take a timeout here. Something's not working right. He'll do that. We'll take one as well and be back in a minute.
Are you ready for a fiesta? It's always fiesta time with Mexican food that you crave at Los Amigos. Try the Mexican steak or one of my favorites, their fajitas or chimichangas. They have smothered burritos and enchiladas, non-alcoholic drinks, and kids' meals. They use homemade flour tortillas, and every table gets chips and the secret salsa. And check out their Friday specials. It's fiesta time at Los Amigos, 3rd East and 700 South in Ephraim, right behind the movie theaters.
When you choose to bank at Zions, you get small-town customer service from the only local bank with a statewide network of branches. Enjoy convenient access to your cash from nearly 200 Zions ATMs throughout Utah and Idaho. At Zions Bank Stampede County locations, you can take advantage of a full range of checking and savings products for your family and your business. Plus, we have top-rated online banking services. At Zions Bank, we haven't forgotten who keeps us in business. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
6:23 remains. Juab 40, Manti 14. Late running ball game here. We had some lengthy injury timeouts. And back on the field with a 3rd down and 4 for Juab. Wide side of the field to the left. Robbins fakes, looks over the middle, has it complete. He just kind of did a little lobby right over the middle and got it into the hands of Carmona for the 1st down.
Just a great pass right there and a great catch by Diego as that pass came. Nick had to throw that over a linebacker and over the defensive line. It was a little high. Carmona went up and made a great catch on it and picks up the 1st down and moves the chains for the Juab Wasps.
Would you believe that's the first completion in this second half?
Yeah, that is right.
On that one. 1st down. And they'll reverse Carmona. It comes back to the right and then the left and gets maybe a yard. Templars got a couple of change-ups in there defensively, and one of them crashed through right there and kind of disrupted things, and that's defensive end Thomas McFarland with right out. McFarland has had to come in that defensive end spot as West Wright was ejected. earlier in this half of play. No pickup there. We'll bring up second down. Second down call. Wide receivers each way. And Robbins taking a lot of time. All the time he can here. Handoff. Fullback dive. Breaks to the secondary. Smith to the left-hand side. And being chased from the backside. Finally brought down by Trevor Alder. Well, if we were naming a defensive player of the game tonight for the Manti Templars, it'd be have Trevor Alder written all over it.
Saved a touchdown right there as Smith got loose for the second time tonight. And a big gain by him just on that dive as the Templars are really loading the middle of the box, and they are outnumbering the Juab Wasp offensive linemen there. There are just too many of them to block, but if you can get through them, then you're going to have room to run, and that time he did.
38-yard gain for the first down, and it is 1st and 10, well, about 37-yard gain at the 12-yard line. Wide side to the right, handed off right-hand side, clogged up, nothing there, and it'll be a loss on that one.
Yeah, just couldn't get through that time, and the Templars continue to bring that pressure up. We had a lost helmet, so now we're going to have to replace him real quickly. As for the Templars, that's going to be Gentry.
Gentry, it's the third time.
Yeah.
They need to change straps on his, the chin straps or something. Just not working. Get those things changed out. Maybe they had after the last time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, all the coaches came over that time and said, we got to get this fixed.
So a second down after the loss of a yard. Second down at the 12-yard line. Motion back will clear to the left-hand side. Handoff back to the middle. And only pickup of a yard or two there. Now, there's two reasons to do this. Number one, it's part of your game you probably want to work on if you're a Juab. This is something that needs some repetition, especially without Davidson and Whiting. And you're going to just work on, and you think, well, these are just basic plays, but sometimes your basic plays are ones you need some work on because in Juab's offense, some of those basics are pass plays.
Right. And not something that they run a lot of. I've ran it more this year than in the past, but still not really their forte.
So pickup of a couple there. Puts the ball back down at the 12-yard line, third down call. Motion, hand it to the motion back. Speed sweep to the right-hand side. Working for the blocking to develop and driven out of bounds. So not a whole lot of a gain on that one, and we've got a flag that flew out here at the 12-yard line. Coming up on our post-game show, presented by Sunrise Engineering. Live and work close to you. See their office locations at sunrise-eng.com. Promoting athletic and academic excellence. Holding call on Juab. Our post-game show will give our Mountain Eagle Market Offensive Player of the Game Award, and their produce department has a superb variety of fresh fruits and vegetables. Chicken tender meal includes a couple of chicken tenders coming up for our offensive player of the game, and our Whitmore Mansion defensive player of the game will get a free deli chicken tender special. Stop in tonight for the game night special after the Wasp game tonight. They'll be open to offer you that, and they've also got that buffet you want to take advantage of as well.
Templars decline the penalty, so the Wasp will run on the field goal unit as they were unsuccessful on that third down.
From the 10-yard line, right hash mark. Placement of the ball at the 17, so a 27-yard field goal attempt. Oh, and they mishandled the snap. Running back, the holder coming out of it. So Nielsen never had a chance to try to do anything with it out of the hold of Greg Kidd. And it'll turn it over on downs, and we'll be back here in 30 seconds.
Side-by-side multi-use vehicles are some of the most popular ways to combine work and fun. And for whatever challenge your day has in store, Honda has just the side-by-side for you. The new Pioneer 704, and you can see it at Garrett Honda in Nephi. The Pioneer 704 is the only side-by-side that features a pair of independently folding seats in the bed, so it can comfortably carry up to 4 adults. So come on down to Garrett Honda, 563 North Main in Nephi, and check out the new Honda Pioneer 704 today. Garrett Honda, a proud supporter of Juab Sports.
Handoff left-hand side for the Templars, about a 3-yard gain out to the vicinity of the 24-yard line. Wide side of the field to be to the right. Templars took over at about the 21. Late in this game, 40-14, inside 3 minutes remaining. Juab big lead. And handoff will go to Stevens. Sophomore trying to turn the corner, far side, he does. Gets the first down and ducks down to get it out near the 38-yard line.
So that's going to be another Templar first down, and they have had success around the right side of their offensive line all night in spots right now, and once again, success there.
Long run by Max Stevens, his longest of the night, to the 38-yard line. So first down for the Templars at that point on the 14-yard carry. And they'll go to the near side. This is Baxton Good. Darts inside, outside, and staying home. Now there is one that you show players on how to keep your feet squared up defensively to make the play. And that's Cody Williams.
Yeah, he did a great job as he just had his head up, went down low, and then grabbed the legs and elevated and brought him down. Great play.
So a pickup of 1 yard by Good on the sweep. And it's a second down and 9. Handoff left to right. Try to cut it back inside. Max Stevens stringing it out. Pickup of maybe a yard or two for Manti outside the 40 to near the 42-yard line. That'll bring up a long third down play for the Templars here inside the 2-minute mark.
That's a play they've had success with. Just did not get the success that time as they tried to go around that end.
So third down and 6 for Manti. The ball at the 43-yard line. Lott going to sprint out himself. The quarterback, he's running to the sideline. Got it. Jukes to the outside and goes out of bounds. He really didn't need to put that hesitation move on, but he did anyway and was able to kind of stow the linebacker down a little bit. Gets the first down on the carry for Lott, whose his biggest weapon is that quarterback keeper, and he's done well with it tonight.
Yeah, and that time showed that he was still in that running back mode instead of that quarterback mode as he lowers the shoulders and tries to go over people rather than just step out of bounds after he had the first down.
Maybe they'll talk to him about that because quarterbacks, you better just get away from the contact when you can. Low snap from the shotgun. Lott going to come across the middle. Got a receiver open. Adjusts to the ball. Makes the catch. Seago at the 30. Fumbles the football. Still live. Now they blow it dead. Then the referee was a little late getting that motion down, so Seago makes the catch and gets to the 31-yard line.
Lott with a really good job right there of handling that low snap, keeping his eye, and then almost like a busted coverage for the Wasp as Seago became wide open right in the middle of the field down the seam.
So another first down for the Templars on that one. And it's at the 21-yard line. Lott to set his offense. Wide side to the right. Going to roll to the right-hand side. Going to toss it out there, incomplete. And then we've got a flag. The ball was thrown behind the receiver a little bit. Referee over there elects to throw a flag in. Of course, he's closer to it, I guess, than we are to see if there was contact before the pass arrived.
We're going to try to watch that on the replay. There may have been contact, but it wasn't anything like what went on last night in the BYU game that wasn't called. So
I didn't. Some stuff there, huh? Yeah,
kind of got the hand in, made contact with the back as the receiver was trying to stop and get the ball.
So is that going to be a penalty first down for Manti? Well, the ball at the 12-yard line. And then the referee stepping in to stop play here. We're at the 48-second mark. Do you ever win this one? They'll take the league championship with this win tonight over the Manti Templars. Templars have still got a key game coming up in 2 weeks with Canyon View. Lott rolling to the right-hand side. A lot of pressure, and he's going to go down. And a young quarterback wouldn't, sometimes your best thing is just to plant and step up if you can. That just comes with experience.
Yeah, or just throw it away, and that's just so far. Running backs don't have that option just to throw it away, so it's a little – they're not used to that play. But the Templars are going to hustle up as they're going to try to get one in.
So it'll be second and long for Manti. Lott from the shotgun. Looking to throw across the middle. Has it complete. Seago makes the catch. Took a good hit. And that will put the ball down, and the Templars will – do they not have a timeout left?
Or they just don't want to use that and didn't get the first down, so that's how it'll expire.
It'll end that way. On the pass completion to Seago, which he got down to about the 7-yard line. And the final score here, 40-14 in favor of the Juab Wasps over the Manti Templars. Our post-game show is coming up, presented by Sunrise Engineering. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
The Fairview Telephone Company was founded in 1903 to bring telephone service to small communities in central Utah when no one else would. That small phone company is now Centricom, and our vision hasn't changed. We want rural central Utah to have the very best options for high-speed internet, cable TV, and home phone. Why? Because we live here too. Centricom, your local telecommunications company.
Dale Whitlock of Security Insurance continues to be the type of insurance agent that makes a difference to your family by offering United Insurance. Because United Insurance is based in Utah, they understand the risks, weather, and conditions that you experience. This is why they can offer superior coverage for your greatest investments. Give Dale a call at 435-623-2590 and ask about United Underwriters Insurance. If you've had a little bit of bad luck with prior insurance, or even if you don't have insurance now, give them a try. 435-623-2590.
Providing full title service in the area for over 60 years now. D-Land Title of Manti and Richfield has been serving the area since 1946. Merrill Ogden and his qualified staff can handle all document preparation, title searches, and title insurance. When your financial transactions require title work, request D-Land Title of Manti or Richfield. With over 60 years of service, call or visit D-Land Title for a no-obligation consultation on your title work. That's D-Land Title of Manti and Richfield.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, high school football season. And this year, Gunnison Valley Hospital is pleased to be the official sponsor of the Manti High Templars. But you don't have to be a Templar to be in good hands at Gunnison Valley Hospital. They've been treating local athletes for more than 75 years. Whether it's a routine visit or a sports-related injury, Gunnison Valley Hospital doctors and physicians are standing by to assist high school athletes throughout the region. Cutting-edge technology, hometown convenience. That's Gunnison Valley Hospital.
It's our Sunrise Engineering post-game show, working to improve your community, and they're sharing the Friday night lights with you at Sunrise Engineering, serving clients in Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and Arizona for over 30 years. Our final score tonight, Juab 40, Manti 14. Let's take a look at our team stats real quickly. We just kind of gone with round numbers here. 36 rushes, 170 yards for Juab. And in the passing department, 9 completions, 144 yards. And on the night then, 314 yards in offense for the Juab Wasps on nearly 60 plays, 11 first downs. For the Manti Templars, 44 rushes on the night, and did end up at about 200 yards. They came in less than that, half of that in that first half, and did get 51 and passing around 250 yards in offense tonight. 17 first downs for Manti, and they win a lot of games with lesser first downs than that, but they did have 5 turnovers tonight, and that certainly was part of it tonight, those turnovers hindering Manti, and most of those ended up in scores for the Juab Wasps. Let's go to Cam Wright. We'll take a look at the stats that he has here on our Sunrise Engineering postgame show.
Third down conversions for the Wasps for the game, 6 of 14. Did go 3 of 4 on fourth down conversion. The one unsuccessful attempt was actually that field goal where just a muffed snap right there. For Manti, 2 for 3. 3 for 8 overall on third downs, 1 for 1 on fourth downs. Penalties for the Wasp, 8 for 60 yards, 5 for 40 yards for the Templars. And then nothing really changed on first down, as both teams really wanted to run the ball on first down and didn't do it very successfully.
That's our synopsis there on those stats. We got our players of the game coming up and our scoring summary when we come back here on the Sunrise Engineering post-game show in 2 minutes.
Coach John Wooden once said, "It's what you learn after you know it all that counts." We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the court and in the classroom. Help your kids see their potential. Partner up with their coaches and teachers. Find out what you can do. Just something. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com.
Choosing a college is tough, but there's a big difference between 25 and 500 students in a class.
SUU has small classes. It's a big difference if your professor is teaching class or doing research. SUU professors are in the classroom teaching and calling on you by name. At SUU, distinguished faculty are in small classes teaching rigorous nationally accredited programs on a safe campus in an unrivaled natural setting. Southern Utah University. There is a difference.
All Around Dental Care, located next to the Mount Nebo Market in Nephi, can help protect your smile by keeping it healthy. All Around Dental Care offers free initial exams and x-rays, braces as low as $98 a month, free ortho consultations, and convenient appointment times. Doctors Ryan Rush and Justin Hilmo accept all insurances and even offer an in-house insurance plan. And right now they're offering a cleaning for just $45. Just mention the Wasp Sports Special when you stop in. All Around Dental Care. Excellent dental care for the entire family. Call 623-0866.
You've heard for years that Gunnison Market is your hometown grocer. Now Gunnison Market offers you a hometown pharmacist. Come experience friendly hometown service from Sean Sorensen at Gunnison Market Pharmacy. Sean grew up in Gunnison and offers competitive prices, expert advice, and convenient hours, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Explore the loyalty card benefits, which gives you a free gift card for every 10 prescriptions filled. Call 528-7555 or visit Gunnison Market Pharmacy.
Sunrise Engineering post-game show, making the things you do every day better every day. The final 40-14, Juab defeating the Manti Templars. With that, the Juab Wasps are now the region champs and number 1 seed for the playoffs, and that's probably the real critical part of that one here with this win tonight. Could be a costly one, though, with the injuries to Davidson and then Whiting. We'll only know on that as things progress, but it did not look good when it came out. Davidson did come back to the field, but had that crutches and everything on that one. So a lot of times on those surgery kind, they'll put you on that, and then you go in Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, when after swelling comes down, and we know the whole scenario on that one. So we just hope for the best, but you kind of plan for the worst, I guess, some ways on that. Scoring tonight for Manti, the scores were Segal. He scored at the 8:10 mark in the second quarter, and Harris in the third period, the 2 touchdowns tonight for the Manti Templars. Seeley on a fumble recovery for a touchdown tonight. Juab. And then Davidson scoring in the first period. Orm early in the second period. Davidson late in the second period. Smith then in the third period. And Robbins in the early part of the fourth period tonight. The scoring for the Juab Wasps. And let's go to Cam Wright, take a look at our players of the game. We'll tell you about those and give you a few scores tonight as well.
Yeah, so for the Mount Nebo Market Offensive Player of the Game, we'll go to Nick Robbins. And Nick just does a lot. And he didn't have I think we got it down to he had 2 completions there in the second half, or 1 completion there in the second half. But Nick delivered the ball on target a lot tonight. Just had some drops and had some things happen.
And one of them I bet he could have had thrown. He knew he threw that one a little bit behind the receiver. But
yeah, on the touchdown one down there as he tried to hit Diego. But a great game by Nick, and Nick just continues to throw the ball really well for the Wasp and be a weapon there. And then we'll give it to the sophomore, Ashton Seeley, as he kind of got the Wasp started off the right way, as he not only forces the fumble, but then picks it up on the Templars' first play of the ball game and takes it into the end zone for Ashton Seeley to get the score.
Once again, our final 40-14, you have taken, we didn't really say it this way, but they took advantage of the opportunities, and you got to. If you're going to be a championship football team, when you get those opportunities, you better cash them in at the register.
Yeah, exactly, and I think the Wasps did do a great job. Probably not their greatest offensive night, as a couple of calls came back with them or against them, and some penalties like that really hurt them. But they did take, as you mentioned, when they got the opportunity, they were able to punch the ball in the end zone.
Let's take a look at a few scores there that you've got you can pass along tonight.
Well, as we said, it is a light night, but it was South Summit is currently leading North Summit with 8 minutes in the fourth quarter, 31-12. South Sevier got by Beaver, 34-28. That's a final.
That surprised me a little bit. Okay.
Grand, 26, Parowan, 16. That score is also final, and it was Enterprise all over North Sevier, 55-15. And that kind of wraps up the light schedule. One more score we'll touch on is Millard was all over Layton Christian, 55-6, and that score's gone final as well.
Ooh, owie on that one. High school sports wrap-up coming up tomorrow. Join us about 7:25 on our sister station, KMTI, for that one. And wraps it up here. Again, Mount Nebo Market Offensive Player of the Game tonight. We appreciate Mount Nebo Market making that possible. and the deli, the best fried chicken around, and also the Whitmore Mansion Defensive Player of the Game. And stop by for the game night special after the game tonight at the Whitmore Mansion. And that's at 110 South Main in Nephi. 40-14 the final here. There will be the broadcast coming up in 2 weeks, the Juab at Ridgefield ball game. That'll be on the Eagle KLGL. That wraps up our Manti coverage for regular season. We'll be along in the postgame for that coverage. And we appreciate all of our sponsors tonight. We're not going to go down, and we're late running here. Larry Masco, Cam Wright saying good night.
You've been listening to exciting high school football action on South Central Utah's sports leaders, Mid-Utah Radio and Centricom Channel 10. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. Join us next time for more exciting high school football action on Centricom Channel 10 and Mid-Utah Radio.